up. It's like, you know what? Yeah, why is this guy still allowed to compete when he did something like, fake a robbery? I mean, who does that? You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Well,
I think that's
Phelps-
much
and then-
worse than smoking.
Yeah,
pot.
but
And-
Phelps was on camera smoking.
Yes, but
Yeah, he was taking bong rips
Yeah.
with them
Yeah.
swimmer lungs. He's clearing the whole bowl.
Oh, yeah. And it's crazy. Well, that photo or video came out after he had won.
Yeah.
Right? So then he was
Yes.
that was actually really good. I won't lie.
That
was probably
great.
by far
I
the
thought
most
it was a soundboard thing.
Oh,
was
man.
good.
See, there you go. There's an idea. Joyous day. 2 birds, 1 stone. Mad Scientist Lab. Go, America. Anyway, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, man.
I'm gonna hit you so hard you won't see nothing. Ever, 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 ever.
Audio Skulls all day.
The merit scientist lab. The merit scientist lab. The merit scientist lab. The merit scientist lab.
You can't have an opinion on something that you haven't even tried.
Exactly.
The merit scientist lab. The merit scientist.
And then you can be happy and
Mary.
teach your children the ways of the nerd and all that stuff. But it sounds like you're raising them right with the films that we were discussing.
Pretty much just use it for Hulu at this point.
So, so is that your favorite app, Hulu?
Well, let's
Oh, yeah.
start the show first.
Oh, yes. Well, I was so caught up in our conversation. And we will continue conversation here after I welcome everybody to episode 96. Happy 4th of July, everybody. To the
Almost.
almost 4th
It'll
of
be
July.
past the 4th of July by the time they see
I know,
this.
but we still got the background going. But this is the Mad Scientist Lab podcast. As always, it is I, RJ, the pizza guy, along with Jared, the visual mad scientist. And we are very lucky enough to have our buddy, Mr. Aaron, over. We will not use government names on this show anymore. But he is known to the world as Tron, Facebook's most notorious criminal. Well, that's what it is. Thank you. I know we go way back, man. What was her name? Our Spanish teacher's name?
I was like, wait, what?
No,
We go way back. What was her name? The one we ran a train on.
no. We're talking about a teacher who educated us in a different language.
What was her name?
Was it Miss Smith, right?
Was it Miss Smith? It was definitely some white name
Was
because there was no Spanish people teaching Spanish.
Was
Yeah,
it a blonde lady?
No. She was like a dirty blonde. She was like a brunette.
Well, this was also in 8th grade.
Yeah, this was like in 2003, 2004.
I know she had a severe sweat problem with her armpits. Her
Yeah, I do
armpits were
remember
always
that.
getting
I do
very
remember
sweaty.
that.
That's them fucking kids. That's what's wrong. That's what happened.
Well, if you
Y'all
think about it,
were,
she was probably in her mid-20s when she was teaching us. You know.
Yeah, she was a younger teacher.
Yeah, she was probably like in her mid-20s, if anything. I think she said she had gotten married, and whatnot. But we go way back to those days with Jerry Springer and the Cow. All right, and I don't know if you remember that little skit that we did in class. I vividly remember it. Excuse me.
RJ be remembering the weirdest shit.
It's not weird. It was the whole basis of that class. We were supposed to act things out with like these little puppet hands.
Hold on. This is Spanish class?
Yes, we were acting out. You probably don't
Eighth
remember.
grade Spanish class. We talked about a lot of Jerry Springer for some reason. I don't
Yeah,
know
yeah,
why.
we did a lot.
I don't remember.
popping
I don't
back
remember that. I don't remember.
No,
that
I
class
remember
at all.
that in particular. So we had like these hand puppets, right? And there was like I had the cow. I'm dead serious. This was a real thing. It really happened. And I was like on Jerry Springer with the cow, and I was like,
It's not my baby.
yeah, I was like, donde está, something like that. And then I was like, moo. Yeah, it was a whole thing.
Don't do that shit.
What?
Who wrote this shit?
I didn't write it. I just made it up while I was
called improv.
Improv. Thank you,
So
Aaron.
you wrote it.
I didn't write anything. I wasn't the only one doing this. There was people doing it with me, but it was like me and like maybe 2 other people. So there was it was like a group thing, like a group project, where we had to use like Spanish words and stuff in a sentence.
All right.
All right. Well, enough about my weird ass experiences in middle school. Thank you so much for coming on the show, man. We really do appreciate it. I know you were on way back when. I guess we were doing the quarantine files, the Zoom meetings.
Oh yeah, that's what
when the world became standstill and everybody was crammed in their house and the streets were vacated and the sky is falling and all this and whatnot. So it's nice to have you finally here in studio. And so I guess yeah, man. So what have you been doing? And tell us.
I have been raising a couple girls, educating myself, and I just watching the Nats, basically.
Yeah, good. Nats baseball.
Not a whole lot, but that's pretty much how I've been living my whole life.
Well, I mean, what other way is there to live? They just open shit up.
Yeah, they started locking everything down. They're like, you got to stay inside. I was like, that's what I've been doing, unfortunately. So
it's like no problem there, boss.
I don't have to go. Oh, I can't go out places. Then when the government tells me I can't do something, then that was like, oh, now I want to go out everywhere.
Yeah.
I gotta go places.
How dare you?
Yeah, that intention to that compulsion to rebel is always, I think, going to be a part of human nature and everything, and whatnot. So with I guess the lockdowns or whatever, the mask mandates being lifted and the vaccine being out and everything, man, where do you kind of stand on that? I know you're kind of a polarizing figure to social media, or at least in this in this area.
Where do you stand on it?
Where do I stand on
Yeah,
it?
like.
Well, I was asking him, and then I was, and then you were going to talk. That's how this works, right?
Sure.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Basically everything they've tried to implement over the past year and a half or whatever, I'm against completely. The forced mask stuff, I stopped wearing a mask a long time ago. I'm actually pretty upset now that I see people also in the store not wearing a mask, because I used to be the only guy in the store without a mask. I used to feel pretty bad, like a badass motherfucker out there.
Nobody's wearing masks anymore.
Yeah, now nobody's wearing them, which is. I mean, honestly, I that's what I prefer. I like seeing people's faces. You can read people that way when everyone's faces are covered. You don't know what the hell's going on. You don't know. You don't realize how much expression you're missing out on just by only seeing that much of people's faces. So the mask. I went on a vacation work-ish with my wife to Arkansas, and once we got out of Northern Virginia, nobody was wearing masks anywhere throughout all the states. I stopped in Nashville and visited with our buddy Jake, and went out to a couple of different places there, and no masks anywhere. So when we came back, I was like, all right, I'm done. I used to wear them to appease everybody, I guess, but I was against them while I was wearing it, and then I was like, what am I doing? Like, I gotta stop it.
Yeah, when I went to outside of Pittsburgh just a little over a month ago, I mean, yes, this is later into, I guess, the pandemic or whatever, and they're starting to, the vaccine's getting out there, and they're like, hey, if you're vaccinated, you don't have to wear a mask anymore, blah, blah, blah.
That's bullshit, too. But
yeah, so I was going to touch on that, but when I went up there, so, I actually don't wear my mask at work anymore because nobody else does, and I know that some of these people are not vaccinated. Like, I just know it. And it's like, okay, well, fuck it.
It doesn't fucking matter if they're vaccinated or not. That's the point. Like they can still get it.
Yeah, and I'm kind of getting to that basis.
That's what I'm saying. Like they're pushing this fucking thing. Like, oh, if you don't get vaccinated, you're a detriment to the fucking society. Like, no, that's not how this works.
It's never how it's worked.
Yeah,
people.
Yeah, it is kind of weird how they've. I saw a post on social media and I read it, and I take things I read on social media obviously with a grain of salt. Like this could be just made up. This is whatever the fucking case it may be. But it kind of pointed something out, and I thought about it. And I was like, yeah, you know what? I was kind of thinking about that, but I didn't really give too much thought into it. It's like weird how they're like pushing the vaccine on people. It's like, hey, if you get the vaccine, you might win a trip to Disneyland. Or if you get the vaccine, we'll give you 2 tickets to the Super Bowl. Or if you get the vaccine, we'll give you a month's supply of groceries. Like, it's like kind of weird. Is it not? It's
weird.
Like this false sense of like, we care, do the right thing. And it's like, yo, that's actually really fucking, it's weird.
Yeah, it was like, we waited a year to get you back out, and now here's your special token to be free again.
Yeah.
What? No.
Yeah, it's
No
it's
thank
like
you.
it's a participation chip or whatever it is. It's like, oh, you participated, here's a lollipop, or whatever the case may be.
Stickers.
Well, they're
Sticker-
giving away.
I voted.
They're giving away crazy stuff. Yeah, I mean, they'll enter you into a lottery to win $1 million. New York was giving out burgers to people, donuts. They're
Yeah.
giving out all these weird things that aren't health. And my thing is, the government has never given out anything for free, and they don't give a shit about your health. Otherwise, they'd be attacking companies that prey on making people unhealthy. So, yeah, the fact that they try to push it as some like, we're worried about your health, that was the first red flag.
Yeah.
They're never coming to help you. That's my take on the government.
Yeah, no, I definitely agree with that, man. It's one of those things. So again, I was wearing my mask for some time, obviously, and then I get up to Pennsylvania. This is my first time traveling out of state. Since I think second time, but anyway, I get up there.
Evan in life.
No, not in life.
Not during the pandemic.
No.
Just overall.
No, yeah, well, that's what he's getting at. I've visited places. It might be 3, but it's a lot. Okay,
Exactly. 3 whole places.
No, it's like 4
Out of 50.
Yeah, okay, it's
Norfolk
like,
doesn't count.
okay.
Yeah.
No, I have. Well, I have been there.
Anything inside Virginia doesn't count.
Okay, I'm not even referring to Virginia.
Have you?
Okay.
How far west have you been? Ohio.
Yeah, that's it. Man.
Jeez.
Yeah, that's
not even west. That's mid.
They make it feel like it's west.
well.
Takes a
I've never
long
been
time
there.
to get to Ohio.
Ohio,
I've only been to like
it takes about
Cleveland.
10. It takes about 10 hours to get out there from here, or at least where some of my family lives out there. It's about a 10-hour drive. You can do it in a day, but it's
I'll fly.
yeah, it's only like a 45-minute flight. It's so crazy how that works. However, we do not do airplanes here at the Mad
No.
Scientist.
You do not do airplanes.
We do not do airplanes.
I love
here.
airplanes.
Well, yeah, that is like you're into space and
Small,
all that other
big.
shit. So, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay, theoretically,
And yes, I will go to space.
I know you will. Real quick, would you go to space, Aaron?
no.
No. Okay. All right. Point proven. Space
First
is
of
scary.
all-
It's scary. I would be
First of
scared. I would
all-
shit myself.
Would you go to Earth?
And then it'd be floating
would you go
around
to
everywhere
Earth?
inside the capsule.
Capsules,
No,
yeah.
thank you.
Okay, so now that we're there, would you go to space just to see if it's really a ball or not?
Damn it.
It depends on the method of getting out there, I guess.
A rocket.
Strapping
only-
myself to a rocket is just not the way I want to.
That's the only
Go
way you're
anywhere.
gonna get there. There's really no other means on this planet that we know of that you can get out there without that.
Then I'm good. I'm good within the atmosphere.
I like this protective bubble that I have.
Yeah.
I'm good in the air layer.
Yeah. So I get up to Pennsylvania. I'm with my grandmother celebrating her birthday. We walk into the one little restaurant in town. I mean, there's more, but this is like the most active one with all like 20 people in it. You know what I mean? And nobody's wearing a mask. And I got my mask on. I'm like taking it off. I was like, yeah, fuck this thing. Trying to play like cool and everything. But then I thought about it while I was sitting there. And I was just like, I bet nobody up here has been wearing a mask this whole fucking time,
Nope.
dude. I just knew it. I just know that area. Just obviously it's, where my family's from and everything. So I just know how people are.
You're trying not to say, obviously, it's Republican.
No. That's not what I was getting at all.
But we know.
No. If you drive up through the mountains, man, there's a little bit of both out there.
I
Honestly.
mean, that's how I felt. I mean, literally, once you leave people don't realize, like I saw some tweet the other day. It was during, this chick was from New York City. She went down to Texas for her cousin's graduation or something. And she was like, people have no idea what it's like outside of these blue pockets, these Democrat bubbles.
Yeah.
She was like, they are living normal life down here.
Mhm.
And she was like, I live in New York City. It's locked down still. Like you can't do anything. And people, it's crazy. That's what I was talking about. Like you get just outside of Northern Virginia, and they still might have the signs up on the door, like, yeah, put a mask on. And we were
But
like,
not really.
and then you look in and nobody's got one on. So
Yeah.
it's like, all right, we're good.
damn, dude.
Yeah, I don't know. I've been considering moving to Texas because I need my
We're
freedom.
moving to Texas.
Oh, for real?
Yeah.
Texas
man.
Texas is our 1 seed. Florida's number 2, and then there's a couple other states.
When were you planning on going down there, man?
Well, I just resigned from my job. I got 1 more week there, which is a short week, which is nice, and it might accelerate our plans to move down there. My wife is going to get the groundwork laid a little bit more to expanding her business, and so we had been planning on it. It probably was going to be a little further out, but I think me resigning kind of might
push the time,
push it up a little bit. So
I don't know if I want to ask you where on the air, but let's put it this way: there's a place I'm considering in Texas, but a lot of people seem like they're going there right now. Kind of in the middle.
Austin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't
So
want
there
to
we
say
go.
that.
Now give me a hell yeah. All right, sorry. I had to throw that Jim in there.
We love it.
But the thing is, I always hear like people who move down there. They say, well, the people who already are there, they was like, whatever shit you left, like, don't bring that shit here because you left that place for a reason. Like, we're free down here. Like, leave your basically your liberal bullshit up there. You know, and I say liberal loosely, you know what I'm saying? But that's the kind of the mindset that they have is like, yo, you came down here for a reason. Don't fucking bring that bullshit that you left over here. So
Well, they've got an issue with that. I mean, people are fleeing California for obvious reasons because it's being destroyed internally.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's
And
pretty
they're
crazy what's going on over there,
They're going
man.
to Austin, and they're voting the same way that they did in California that ushered in that
that same
destruction.
Yeah.
So, I mean, if like they've got a serious homeless problem down there, homeless encampments all over the place, just like in, well, I don't know. I've never been to LA or either.
I've been to
Austin.
LA. From what I've heard, it's way more than when I was out there. Like there's like camps like all over the place, and it's like in the weirdest places too.
I was going to say a good friend of mine, a childhood friend of mine. He actually lives out there now with his I believe they're married, his wife and his daughter.
With his something.
Yeah,
With
I
his
was like,
lady
I don't
friend.
want to say baby mama because it's tacky. She's a very nice woman.
Well, she is the baby mama.
Oh, well, that's true, but it's still, I don't know, we're getting older. It still sounds tacky. The mother of his child. There we go. That's more professional. But
sounds
he
better.
came out here, I would say in April to visit. It was his birthday, so I went over to go see him. Him and his brother. And he was telling me about the homeless problem out there because he lives in L.A. And he says it's pretty wild, man. You know, just seeing it like in person. I mean, dude, we live in the D.C., DMV area. I'm sure we've seen our fair share of homeless people when you're taking a stroll through D.C.,
Drive
going to
under
get a
the
bagel.
M Street Bridge,
or,
and, they got their.
But-
I mean, they got good setups down there, though.
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
almost not even homeless. They've got like king size beds, like mattresses, and you're like, what's going on? There? Where'd
yeah.
you get that?
There's hippies. That's what it is.
And so
Like I saw. Oh, my bad. I saw the last time I was down there. I saw they had like little. It was one tent here, and then they had like tarp going, and then it leads into another tent. Like y'all got fucking rooms in your fucking like. Here's the kitchen. Here's the bedroom. It's like, why don't you just
3-bedroom, 2-bathroom.
yeah,
exactly.
It looks all dingy on
tents.
the outside, but when you go inside, it's like a palace and shit, dude.
Chandeliers hanging from the tent
Yeah.
ceiling.
Yeah, but he said it's crazy just to see, like, with it, obviously with your own eyes, and you live with it. And he's like, man, there's fucking homeless people everywhere. And he said it's just incredible just to
And
a
this
sight
is
to
in
behold.
LA, you said?
Yeah, this is in LA, man. Yeah,
Yeah.
so he's lived out there for a few years now, but he's a real smart guy. I mean, he's an awesome dude, and just for him to really say like, yo, it's some wild shit. I believe him. Obviously, it's just kind of something to shock him to me personally, or to him to be like, oh wow, it's nuts. That's kind of like, damn, that's really a problem then. If he says it's nuts. It's nuts, because, I mean...
why is he the gauge of nutsness?
Well, I don't know. Why are we always gauging nuts on this show?
He knows
Ladies and
it.
gentlemen,
Nut gauge.
have you recently gauged your nuts? If so, please like, share, and subscribe. The bottom
I
corner,
mean, I check
yeah.
for lumps, but
Yeah,
that's it.
they tell you to check in the shower once a month. I don't know. It's like once a day.
Oh, I thought it was once a day.
Yeah. Oh my god.
That's you're doing something else if you're doing it
Yeah.
once a day.
I just like touching myself.
Self, yeah. I mean,
If you catch me doing it here, let me know.
yeah. Oh, we'll definitely stop you. We'll definitely stop you. Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
Like, whoa, it's not this kind of program.
Yeah, it's definitely not. But just to the fact that California is obviously falling apart, and then everybody's moving to Texas. I think, like you said, they have like a mass increase of people moving to Texas currently because of
From
this
Southern
shit?
California, yeah.
Oh, from Southern.
I know a lot of comedians that were living in LA have relocated.
Joe Rogan moved out there.
Joe Rogan, and he took a bunch of people. He's building his own club. That's partly why I'm considering doing it.
Dude, that would be sick. All right,
Yeah,
go ahead.
fucking
would be.
perform at Joe Rogan's club. Like, that
Yeah,
shit
hell
be
yeah.
fucking crazy.
Love Joe Rogan. That guy's hilarious.
Yeah, actually, somebody was on there recently. That
Quentin Tarantino.
oh
was
yeah,
his-
I want to watch that one.
I saw about 20 minutes
Oh,
of
what?
it.
He was on his podcast?
Yeah. Yeah, so
yeah, exactly.
yeah, so I listened to 20 minutes of it, and I was like, "This is like the
Some
god
shit
of all
you have to pay
podcasts."
attention to.
Yeah, yeah. I was like, "This is like the mother load right here."
You saw the one with Oliver Stone, right?
I've seen parts of it. I haven't
Bro,
seen the whole thing.
you need
yet.
to see that
Yeah,
one.
I haven't seen the whole
That
thing.
was a good one. He talks about.
Well, I miss YouTube, Joe. He's on Spot. I mean, I have the Spotify app. I do listen on Spotify now,
Yeah,
but
you can watch on Spotify too.
yeah, yo, I know. But still, I like the comment section.
You know, you turn
What,
your phone.
he's not
sideways.
on YouTube anymore, though?
Nope.
Well, there's clips on YouTube now, but you can, finding a whole episode on YouTube is like impossible at this point.
Okay.
Oh, you haven't heard? He got
No.
paid $100 million to leave YouTube and go to exclusively to Spotify.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah.
So you can watch on
Good for him.
Spotify, listen, yeah. But the only thing that stinks, man, is for me, is that there's no comment section on Spotify.
Oh,
Dude, the
no.
comments are awesome.
Yeah,
Like,
the
with-
comments. I don't even comment, but I like reading them.
Dude, the comments
I think
are.
he was-
some of them are very well thought out, and they'll have like fucking 10,000 likes on them, and it's just like, why didn't I think of that?
Well, they were
Yeah.
trying. He's trying to get that. Something
If they
like
could do that,
put
I'd be all
together.
for it.
But I think that's why they still do the clips on YouTube, so you can still.
Oh, dude, the comments are. it's
Well, I
the
thought
comment
I
section.
saw some. Wasn't Spotify giving him some grief or something? He
Yeah,
wasn't.
but it was it wasn't so much Spotify. It was he had said something like we're on a fucking podcast. We may say something that somebody might not agree with, but it's just thoughts that are running through our head that we're just talking at the moment. So it may not be true. Whatever. He said something, and people got all upset about it. Cancel culture shit, and they were like, Spotify, you got to get rid of Joe Rogan. They were like, fuck you, we just paid this guy $100 million.
Yeah, like-
oh, okay. So it was external, external pressure on.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know how it is these days with
Oh yeah,
shit.
it doesn't take much, and I'm gonna try to limit. I know YouTube is very sensitive about that stuff. That's where you guys post it, right?
Yeah, well,
Well, we
YouTube,
posted-
but we have audio too. We do audio and video. But we've never really had an issue with anything.
Yeah, I mean, we were pretty open, man, honestly. So, we tell everybody that since this is actually your first time over here and,
Yeah.
like in the space with us, we just want everybody to feel comfortable. Like, we wouldn't ask you anything that would make you uncomfortable or anything like that. I've known you since we were like doing like, dumb shit in middle school, dude. So I would never, ever do something like that to you.
How dare you? Who says he's been doing dumb shit when he's in high school?
Oh,
I didn't start dumb shit until high school.
Cool, yeah.
Ninth grade.
Yeah. We're gonna need a soundbite for something like that.
Yeah, I asked you,
and
you
I said
nothing.
Okay,
Never mind.
okay. We'll get to that later.
What were we were talking about?
the cancel culture.
Yeah, speaking of, I want to get back to that because I posted. I don't know if you saw what I posted earlier today.
I did.
Well, I took a nap before I came over here, and I woke up and I looked at the comments. So I posted this thing. What did it say? It was
It's
it
basically
was like you could get kicked out of the Olympics for smoking weed, but you can't get kicked out of but women in sports can't smoke weed, but they can have penises. So
Oh yeah,
yeah.
so I posted that
Quite the
Earlier.
conundrum.
exactly. I posted that earlier, and then I read one of the comments. Somebody was like, "Really, this transphobic? I don't know where this transphobic route went." I'm like, "What?"
I just go with it now. Yeah, I'm transphobic. Whatever makes you sleep
Yeah,
better. at
I
night.
would say you probably of all people know what it's like to be. I wouldn't say.
No,
So
Cyber
first of
bullying.
all, if you got a chick with a penis throwing the hammer 100 yards further than all the other women,
something's not
Yes,
right.
yes.
well, come on. And I watch Infowars shows a lot. I got an Infowars shirt on right now, but there's one guy, the later show, Owen Schroyer. He had me geeking out to this. So everybody's concentrating on the one hammer thrower that was turning her back to the flag during the anthem.
Yeah.
And he was like, "We got this wrong. The person who placed first in that competition set a world record. Obviously, it'll be broken by a man at some point." But
Yeah.
and I was like geeking out because that's literally, unless people start stopping this,
Yeah,
that's what's going to happen. Men
Yeah.
are going to take it over.
There-
It's going to be
there already
Phil
been-
Mickelson winning the LPGA tournaments,
Yeah.
and
They've been doing it in like high school sports. They've already been letting trans people, or they identify as this, and they're letting them go play these sports, and they're fucking crushing girls. Like,
Yeah.
first of all, they might be trying to go get a scholarship in track, and like,
Yeah.
now
it goes
you're
beyond
taking,
that one race.
Yeah.
Like, it's not.
now you're taking
isolated to
opportunities
that.
from people that, but you want to claim everything to be equal, but now you're taking equal shit from other people. I don't know. It's fucking-
pretty backwards when you really break it down. It's really backwards, and because I feel like not too long ago it was all about feminism and women's rights and stuff like that, and then they were like, we got trans people now, so screw women. Sorry.
Well, I mean, but it's always like it's the flavor of the day type thing.
Yeah, they find a new thing to push their agendas through, and it's sad, really.
Yeah.
It jacks up a lot of stuff.
It does. It takes the obviously the competitive. Well, it's fucked up, on any level. But the thing is like you said, if we don't, I don't know if like we the people or whatever, the committee
of these
United States.
Hey,
no,
we
of
the
these
America.
of these people with smart
think-
brains.
Doesn't something start out like that? We the people.
Yeah.
We
Yes.
the people, yeah. So
Let's
that's,
not go
that's
that
how they
far.
set it up. They set up the USA for the people to hold all the power. They could put all the pressure on their elected officials, and they were the ones driving the ship, the people. And it's kind of, especially in this past year, it had been leading up to this, but in this past year, you really saw that flip. How it was like, oh shit, wait a minute, there's a whole nother conglomerate of people that are attempting to steer the ship at
Yeah.
least.
yeah.
Trying
So
to pull it in one
I guess
direction.
with the I guess the last year, in the pandemic and everything, man, and I know at the moment I saw these things, I thought of you immediately.
If you say, what do you think about COVID?
No, I'm not going to say that. I'm not going to say that. Don't worry. I'm not going to ask you that. About the Fauci emails that were leaked.
Oh, that was the best day of my... Well,
Yeah.
I don't want to go that far. I've got 2 children and a wife. It was one of the best days of my life when those emails came out.
So, so I will be honest. Like, I read them a little bit, or just bits and pieces. I understood some of it, but I'm not, I guess deep down into the rabbit hole as some people are with that stuff. I look at it, I'm like, okay, I think about it, and then I kind of move on with my day. Could you elaborate? Because apparently he funded this lab where this virus more than likely came from.
No,
at this point.
he
Wait,
didn't fund it.
Or he funded the
The
research.
NIH funded
Okay.
it.
The United States taxpayers funded it.
Okay.
A considerable portion of it. Facebook had money in it. YouTube, Google, they had money in it. Alphabet.
Yeah.
So there was a lot of hands in this pot. The oligarchs all had their hands in the pot. The big tech companies, the U.S. government. But Fauci, the emails basically prove, and you haven't seen them on TV much since the emails came out.
Exactly. Yeah.
It's crazy.
Or
Now,
not at all.
Not at all. And when he just did an interview recently, I think, I don't know what it was, MSNBC or something, but he was not looking good. It did not, the stress is wearing on him. He knows his shit is all out in the public. It confirmed all of the theories that people had been saying. Everybody knew, people had been saying that the NIH had funded this. NIH gave a grant to the NIAID, who then funded almost $1 million worth of gain of function research. And he'll deny that it's not gain of function research, but there's the people that were doing the research said it was gain of function. Papers came out, a bunch of scientists in the virology field have said, oh yeah, this is definitely gain of function.
I didn't read the whole study. I read the abstract from the study of the actual thing that was out. I was like, but this, I don't know if you remember that video that came out right when the pandemic hit. There was a video that came out and they were explained all that. Yeah, these scientists, it was from this lab over here, and these scientists, they already put this study out back in whatever, I forgot what year it was. But yeah, I read the abstract and it said SARS coronavirus 2 on there. And I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
But then the video just disappears from the internet, like altogether. It's like, but they were trying to control information the whole time. So like, I don't know. It was some fucking wild shit, man.
It's pretty mind-boggling when you think about it, because like I've said this on the show before. I mean, we're in the information age, man, where you have information.
I keep hearing we're moving out of the information age.
That's possible. I could see that being a thing.
This is
Infowars.
going into the.
That's what I'm.
there you
That's
go.
what I'm talking about. It's literally this is World War III. This is the next biggest world war.
Yeah.
People don't think it is because there's not bombs and
people
missiles
dying.
being shot at us
Yeah.
or whatever, but that's not how. There's an episode of Star Trek. I don't know if it was in like one of the first
Which
couple
one?
seasons.
I could probably tell you.
Now you're getting him started.
a taste of
Which
Armageddon or
which
something
which
like
series?
that. The original one. Where they had it turned into like it was such a war-driven planet. They decided to where they weren't going to absolutely annihilate like cities and infrastructure and stuff like that. So they would just say like, we're launching a bomb at this city, and everybody in that city or in that sector of that city would have to go like commit suicide. Basically, they'd go to this like death chamber.
I think I do.
And
remember
that way no buildings were destroyed, no infrastructure was destroyed, and that's basically what they're pushing us towards right now, which is kind of crazy. But right now it's an InfoWars, a war of information, a war for our minds, and trying to control us via the information that we see, which is primary. Before the internet, it was all TV, and they were getting away with a lot. So, I mean, this didn't just happen overnight. This has been decades in the works.
Well, they had to figure out a new way to do it. Once the internet became what it became, then they had to figure out a way to control it. But it's fucking crazy. Like you were talking about TV and stuff like that, but how we don't realize how much like the CIA has put in, like their part of their whole thing is misinformation. Is like, we'll give you 80% of the truth, but the fake shit is you're not gonna even know what it is because it's mixed in with everything else.
Yeah.
Man, some fucking crazy psychological.
And yeah,
bullshit.
well, it all started with Operation Mockingbird. Anybody that hasn't looked into Operation Mockingbird and is still getting all their information from the news, CNN, Fox, MSNBC, ABC, they would stop immediately, because that was the whole CIA operation, was Operation Mockingbird, and they would convince people how to think based on what the information that they were providing them through the TV. And I don't know when, the 80s maybe, or 90s. It started in like the 60s, but during like the 80s, they when people started asking questions about it, they're like, what the fuck is this? They weren't forcing it on companies to do it anymore. It was optional, but they already had their operatives in those companies, and they kept doing it anyways. So that's
Anderson Cooper.
still what they're doing. Yeah. Oh yeah, Anderson Cooper. I mean, all these.
First of all, like they want to keep saying that he's not an operative, but you don't just become an intern and then all of a sudden now I'm a news anchor.
Well, and who's his mom? His mom was like
something. Yeah, I know she was like a politician or something. I remember something. I just can't remember what.
She was like a big time Hollywood mogul. I actually let me check that out real quick.
You can
Yeah, go
find
ahead.
out. Anderson Cooper's mom.
Yeah, because I mean, yeah, and then you look at all these people. Their lineages all trace back to the
Hold on, let me switch it. So I can
the
look it up.
ruling class.
It's pretty, dude. I mean, after, I guess, watching the news, I wouldn't say, well, yeah, watching the news the last year or so, you can see the clear biasness in it.
Vanderbilt.
Yeah, Gloria
Jesus.
Vanderbilt.
If that's not a fucking founders of this country name.
Yeah, bullshit, dude. Founding father, dude.
The
Might as well have been
Vanderbilts.
Rockefeller.
Yeah, no bullshit, bro. It's but you can see the clear biasness, especially I guess when the election was going on.
Oh shit, she's an heiress.
Oh yeah, I mean they're still and they're worried about what's going on in certain states about trying to get to the bottom of what happened in the election in 2020. They're petrified.
Oh, she died in 2019.
I didn't really. I did pay attention to that, but after a while, I feel like I don't have the time to commit to looking into some of this stuff. So could
You have plenty of
could you?
time.
Well, I do have time, but I choose to play video games
Yeah, we
because it's important. It's important to me. I'm sorry, Aaron.
And stream at fucking 1 o'clock in the morning.
Well, that's what I do. You should check out my stream sometime. Tell me how good I am. Make me feel good about myself before I go to bed.
I don't have things to do. I can tune in.
Yeah. All right. Sweet. See, that's all I see. There we go. That's
Kids
how
are
you get
definitely
following,
asleep
folks.
at that point.
Yeah. But with I guess the election and all these votes that came out of nowhere and all this other stuff. What do you just I guess think about that? Because I know what was it? Pennsylvania, Arizona. What else?
Pennsylvania, Arizona, Georgia, Wisconsin.
Yeah, that's right.
There was another one. I mean, but to be honest, I mean, it'll take a little bit longer for some of these other states, but Arizona's leading the way right now, and they've had they've had representatives from 20 different states come on the floor to check out the audit that they're doing there. And I honestly hit up our Virginia representatives once a week trying to tell them that we need to do something, because after what happened, people have no faith and I didn't have faith in the election system prior to 2020.
Yeah.
So I knew shitty shit was going on already, but now is our chance to actually figure out what the hell is going on. And that's all I care about. I don't care if they uncover everything and turns out Biden still won with legal votes. I'd be the happiest camper alive. I just want to figure out what the hell happened at 3 a.m. in all 6 of these swing states.
Yeah.
They're not swing states when you shut down shop at 10 p.m. and then at 3 a.m.
Hey,
all
look
of a
what we
sudden,
found.
Yeah.
there's a spike straight up, and you're like, all right, what the fuck happened?
They had more time to count.
Yeah, and they double counted and triple counted. And
Yeah, it's pretty insane. Just the number of votes that came in that short period of time. I was like, okay, that's fucking obviously weird. But then I didn't want to give it life, so to speak, as well. I didn't want to.
You didn't want to be that guy.
Well, not even that. It's just I didn't want to feed into it because I don't know. I just didn't feel it was.
Well, initially it's tough. I mean, you don't know. There's so many unknowns. You don't know what's.
Yeah, I feel like it's very complex, and
Yeah.
my little human brain cannot.
It's
comprehend
easy to
certain
say,
things.
oh, they cheated in the election, and
And then it's like
you never know.
Yeah.
So that's why when they actually started, when the people really started pushing through, because Arizona is a weird one. I think they've been Republican for the past 8 elections or some shit, since Bill Clinton.
Jeez.
And so they were like, well, we've been Republican for a long time. And the thing is, Biden won with half the counties that Barack Obama won when he had his record win, or what I think it was 69 million people. So, and Trump got 74 million. So he set the record and still lost. So that was the first thing that really made me think. And I was watching a live stream of it, and they stopped. I think there was 2 states at that point, 2 or 3 states at that point that said that they were going to shut it down, and they still were going on with the live stream until 2 a.m. And they were like, well, it doesn't look like it's going to get decided tonight, so we're not going to stay on for 3 days straight.
Yeah, we got 5 more days of this.
Yeah. So
fuck, that shit was the worst.
And so they were all sitting there scratching their head like in some of these states, it was wild. Trump was up by crazy number, especially in Pennsylvania. He was up by almost 1 million votes. And then the next morning, he lost by 12,000.
Jeez.
So there is, you don't stop and then win it at 3 a.m. when no one's around. They kicked that, in Georgia, they've got all the videotapes. That's the state. They got the videotapes of them. All right, well, there's a pipe burst somewhere around us. We're going to shut down shop. And the way they relayed it, the way the news was relaying it that day, they made it sound like water was pouring down on the machines or something. And that wasn't the case at all. Apparently, the plumbers said that it was like a toilet was overflowing, like on the next floor, like way down there.
On the opposite end of the building where nobody could see it, right?
Yeah.
That could also be a coincidence. Unlikely, but I don't know. Maybe somebody did report. I don't think they would have had to shut the fucking building down.
Yeah, for a clogged toilet.
Well,
I mean,
especially, that's the thing. They were in full-blown panic mode. So things they probably would have been aware of before, like cameras up in the corner. They were just like, we got to get these votes in now. We got to get them in now. We're fucked. And so that's what I think. I think they just, because when you panic, when you're rushing and panicking and trying to do something quickly, you're not really thinking about.
Yeah, you don't have any rational thought.
You're not
really.
thinking, you got that tunnel vision. This is our goal. This is where we need to get to. And then we'll figure out whatever, happens down the road. So I think that's what kind of fucked them up. But we'll wait to see what happens with these audits. I mean, there's a lot of, they're panicking, they're stressing about it. If you watch Katie Hobbs, any interview that she's on, she's like the Secretary of State in Arizona, and she's a mess. I mean, she's been on Anderson Cooper a bunch, and Anderson Cooper's stumbling and bumbling. What if they say this? What if they say that? And she's like, well, there's no way of like they probably will say that because she knows what went down. They've already stripped her of basically all of her powers out there in Arizona.
Fuck,
So
I don't even watch the news, so I don't know half of this shit that's going on. Like, I just, for me, I don't even pay attention. Like, whoever's president is president. It don't matter to me, like, personally. A lot of people, they do feed into whatever. I just choose not to, I guess, pay attention to that. But I didn't know any of that shit was going down still. I did hear something. I was like, they're still counting this shit? I'm like, I don't know. It is what it is. It's not like they're going to reverse it. You know what I'm saying? All they can do is, I guess, say, hey, we fucked up here. Let's change it next time. But I don't.
well, they definitely got to get it straight for 2022. But there is precedent set not with the president of the United States, but different states and mayors and governors and lower level elected officials. There's precedents to where if they uncover fraud, this wouldn't be the first time on this scale. It would be,
Yeah.
but they've either held a new election or put in the person that won with the illegal votes in office. So, I mean, there's no precedent for at this type of federal level, but it has been done in the United States before. So I don't know if that's something they'll try to push. At the very least, they can overturn all the shit that this administration has done to cut down, that has killed our oil industry and our energy industry.
There's a lot of business in general.
Yeah.
It's.
So that's at the very least, and then he could get, they could get up to the podium and say whatever, and we'd be like, hey, okay,
Yeah,
we're not listening to that.
Yeah, I really get a kick out of the Joe Biden memes. They are quite comical.
Oh, yeah.
I won't lie to you.
They're good ones. I haven't seen any.
Well, there's a few. I mean, just
that algorithm's fucking up, man. Like,
Or like him falling up
bitches.
the stairs. You saw that?
I think I did see that one.
That's
all
a
you
good
need to
one.
see.
Hold on.
No, I just saw something on. I briefly glanced at it while I was at work. There's a TV behind us at work and everything, and obviously the news was on. Like,
There's a TV behind you at work?
there's a TV behind me.
Oh, my chair would be turned around the whole time. So it's
Oh, well, late at night when nothing's going on, put the ball game on, or I end up watching the History Channel with my porter. It's a very enlightening experience. But anyway, so I turned and I noticed that I saw the headline. I didn't hear really any audio, but it was like, I guess Kamala Harris is taking a back seat, and then Joe Biden's wife is kind of like stepping in for her in some regard.
well, she.
No, not in her role, like, obviously, but like, I guess to advise on a certain. I think it has something to do with what's going on at the border. I saw this. I don't have any context. I just read the headline.
Like what?
So.
That doesn't even make sense.
I mean, anybody that could step in over Kamala on the border situation would be fine by me. But there was some videos of Joe Biden at the G7 conference where Jill. I mean, he's got full blown dementia at this point. he's gone. But
Got some good drugs.
He was just like everyone was seated at these tables, and he was standing in the middle of them, looking lost as fuck. Maybe I'm talking to somebody, like the bartender or something over there, and Jill had to like come up and like, come here, sweetie, come on, this way. This is where we're sitting. And it's. I mean, I feel it's weird to say. I feel bad for the guy.
No,
His family's letting him hang out there like this.
I agree. If he really does, I know what that condition can do to a person,
Yeah.
and I don't want to say it's so much the family. He's doing it for the country. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I mean, he's doing it. Honestly, I think, like, you look at all the people that they've had, the establishment has had in office prior to Joe Biden. He just doesn't fit the mold. I mean, Obama could actually speak for more than 5 seconds without.
Forgetting everything.
George W. Bush was a piece of work, but he
was funny though.
Yeah, he's a Bush, and his dad, Bill Clinton, successful governor out of Arkansas.
Fuck that guy.
Even though he was running the FBI coke operations,
he's running a lot of shit.
But
Well,
they
getting some
at
head.
least had people prior to Joe Biden that were like that you'd put like that would be like you'd have on the face of your company, that could talk to people, wheel and deal. Joe Biden's none of that. So that just shows me, for one, they couldn't find too many. They were like, look, we're going to have to rig the hell out of this election. Any takers? Joe Biden's like, I've never done shit. Fuck it. I'll do it.
I was vice president for 8 years.
Yeah.
Does he really talk like that?
I don't know how. I mean, he always does have that look on his face, like he's got to take a shit, like his eyes are always squinted.
He's old.
I know, but I get that he's old.
The light.
So hey,
That's why I got the hat for these lights, man.
yeah, they are some pretty bright ass lights. That's another reason I wear the sunglasses.
Sorry,
right?
I'll turn him down.
No, but while we're on the subject of his age and everything, do you think he's gonna finish out this term, man?
He's honestly already made it further than I thought he would, but I don't think so. Especially the way you see well, I don't know, it doesn't really mean anything either, but the way Kamala Harris has been acting with him, like the other day he was coming off the podium and she I guess one of the reporters was asking about the collapsed building in Florida, and he just was like walking off because he finished his script or whatever. And Kamala was like, you gotta go back up there and say something. And he's like, oh yeah, the Florida building collapsed. Yeah, no.
Oh my God.
And started talking about it. So I was like,
I have not seen any of this shit.
I've never seen a president. That's a thing. Like the other presidents they had in there before, they could hold their own, they can answer questions, and he can't do any of that.
She strikes me as an individual that would try to murder him with like a spiked drink.
Jesus Christ.
I'm just saying. I don't know. Just thinking about it now, I'm not saying she's a terrible person. I don't know her.
It sounds like you were saying she's a terrible
but just
person.
it's like, is she going to finish out the term? And it's like, man, what if she tries to kill this motherfucker?
A lot of pictures that maybe it's just the picture, the still frame that they've got, but like she's like looking over his shoulder, like,
yeah, like
is this it? Oh, he's coughing. Is this it?
She looks like a fucking cop. That's what she looks like.
Yeah, she is. I mean, she's a cop through and through, and that's why a lot of people, anybody that knows her track record in California, when she talks about, being pro-black and liberating black people, she did a lot of fucked up people to black people in California.
Yeah.
So,
just the laws and shit. Wasn't she the district attorney when they started the 3 strike thing?
Yeah, I think so.
Fuck.
And she also, there was a case, she withheld evidence that would have exonerated this individual, happened to be black,
I did hear about that one.
until she was forced to give it up.
Well, let's face it. Aren't they all black? No, seriously. Like,
Well,
mass incarceration is a thing.
It is a thing, and there is a reason why people can say what they want. I'm not like there's a reason why high populated areas within the cities have a majority of black people that are living there and have tons of crime. And that is not by accident. You got one city that's happening in, fine. It's a outlier, but look at all the major cities around. That's what's going on.
Yep.
So, I mean, you can piss on me, but don't tell me it's raining.
Yeah.
I know that.
Yeah.
I can tell the difference. It's a little warmer when it's,
It's
pee.
warm and it has a weird tingy
This
smell
is
to it.
too salty.
Yeah. Dude, that reminds me of that scene from The Naked Gun where he's holding on to.
First of all, you seem like you would enjoy being
I'm
pissed
not.
on.
I'm not having a woman pee on me or anybody.
What are you, R. Kelly? Oh no,
No.
he peed on them.
Yeah, he
doing
did
the
pee on
peeing
it.
on.
So I'm not peeing on anybody, and I'm not getting peed on.
He probably got peed on a couple
on you,
times. I bet he had somebody pee on him.
I mean, if he's peeing on people, he's probably been peed on.
He's into the pee scene.
I mean, it's kind of warm. I mean,
Well, I don't know, but
Well, it's
I'm
like
not.
at the beach when you're peeing out in the ocean
Ah,
and the
yeah.
cold water and that little
And
warm
is
pocket
it-
fills up around you.
Yeah.
You're like,
That's
this is
true.
nice.
Yeah,
It is.
it's like a urine blanket. It's like a
a
urination
urine blanket.
blanket.
That's the fucking title of the show.
we're
Urine
not,
blanket.
No, we're not calling it urine blanket. Not on America's birthday.
That'll get some clicks, I tell you.
A urine blanket.
Urine blanket. What?
No, but it's but again, nobody's peeing on me, so we're clearing that.
Nobody suggested that.
You said it looks like I like to be peed on.
No,
Okay.
it sounds like.
All
you
right.
like- oh, speaking of pee.
Yeah. So we cut it. So while we do that, we're gonna plug in some merchandise. Check out Jared's hat.
Oh yeah, I
It's
still
a Mad
haven't-
Scientist Lab hat. It
still
looks
haven't
fresh.
Created
It's
the,
a fitted,
the landing page yet, but I will.
and you would be with it. All right, if you had this fitted. All right.
You be with it.
It, Yeah. So and check out our beer koozies.
Hey, we'll leave the marketing copy to me. So.
Yeah, don't worry. I come up, dude. A koozie for your boozy is genius marketing, man.
That
And
was probably the best one. You
That's
came
the
up
only one that I'm ever gonna think
with.
of.
Yeah, motherfucker said. I don't even know what the
And
last thing you
whatnot.
said.
I guess we can wait for. I was gonna actually talk to you about Loki, but I don't know if he's been keeping up with it
No,
or
we
not.
can still talk about it.
Yeah. I know you're caught up. What
Of
did
course
you,
I
Yeah.
am.
So what did you think of the fourth episode?
Fourth episode was like the other ones before the third. Okay.
I thought I liked it. I
Oh,
think it
you
was-
watched it? You actually watched it?
I watched it. Yeah.
Oh my god, he actually watched the whole fucking show.
Yeah, I watched the whole thing.
No,
What do you-
I liked it. I thought it was kind of weird. Spoiler alert that they created a Nexus event because they're falling in love with it. Like how you like he was like you really are a narcissist.
Yeah.
Falling in love with yourself.
Yeah. Owen Wilson is an OG, by the way. Love that guy. So that we
Did
find
you
out
see
that,
the end credits?
yes, the post-credit scene.
Yeah.
So I am very much looking forward to how this is going to pan out because we found out the timekeepers are automated androids.
No,
or those ones that we saw.
They're still there.
Yeah.
They're still they exist. They just weren't there at the moment.
No, that's what I'm kind of getting at. And whatnot.
And I feel it was too early in the season for them to be like to announce like the whole show is about them. Like they're
I was kind of with. I'm very with you on that actually, because when they went into the chamber with the timekeeper, I was like, man, this is
It's
isn't this
early.
it's only the fourth episode.
Yeah.
So I was like, something obviously big is gonna happen.
Yeah.
You know, and he gets what did they call it? Pruned.
pruned.
Yeah. When they just
It's like it's a tree branch. You're pruning branches off of a tree.
yeah. So and then he wakes up in an alternate, I guess, timeline.
I think what I think it is. Again, spoiler alert. What I think it is every time you get pruned, every time a variant gets pruned, they all go to the same place. Because what you saw at the end
Were
were
three
three Lokis.
Yeah. Yeah.
So they all got pruned, and they're just all in the same place.
Oh yeah. Please, man, help yourself. You. If I invited you in your house, you can drink the beer. You cannot eat the pasta salad though because it is all for me.
Man,
all 5 pounds.
He always talks about this pasta salad, and ain't never offered it to nobody.
You know, it's crazy. I have not. I am a terrible house guest. You can drink all the beer you want, just don't eat my fucking food. You know, like, you know,
I bet you that shit's fire too.
it's very good.
Yeah,
I enjoy it
He's
because
holding out on the pasta salad.
There's a reason.
because I want it all.
I grabbed
for
a handful while I was up there. So.
Yeah,
I'm good.
just pop the lid open. The
There's
Tupperware.
no raisins in it.
No, I don't put fucking raisins in anything, dude. The only thing I will eat raisins
Is that
with
what white
is
people do
raisins.
to pasta salad?
No, apparently.
No, that's what they do.
Yeah,
with
dude.
Potato salad.
Oh,
I don't
potato
put
salad.
fucking
Oh, that's
raisins.
fucked up.
I mean, at least I don't. Now
never-
I'm tipping here. I'm
You
calling
never
my
saw
mother.
that Saturday Night Live with Chadwick Boseman when he was playing T'Challa?
Oh no, I've never been a fan of Saturday Night Live. Not even when they
When it was good.
when it was good, I guess. Yeah, it still annoyed me when back in the day.
Does it push the agenda?
Now it does. For
Yeah,
sure.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
100%. That's why I don't watch it anymore.
Well, I also feel that way about. So I'm a big smark for Law and Order.
What?
I'm like a smark.
What the fuck is a smart?
It's like a smart mark. There we go. Oh yeah, I forgot we had that. I love that.
Why
song.
do you forget? We play it every fucking
I know
episode.
it's just not on the top of my to-do list in my brain. If there's anything to do,
What's on the top of your to-do list?
currently I don't know.
Oh, we were talking while you were gone, relieving yourself. We were talking about Loki. I don't know if you've been watching any of the Marvel stuff.
I have not. No. I honestly don't watch much new TV. That's on Disney Plus, right?
Yep.
Yes,
I have watched the new Mighty Ducks series on there.
Dude, the Mighty Ducks is badass. Don't let Jared.
And Emilio Estevez is in it still.
Yeah.
So.
Like he's hardcore on this Mighty
Dude,
Ducks
because
shit.
the
Dude, I'm
Mighty
not
Ducks is
joking. I watch all
badass.
three
I
every
know.
weekend.
Yeah, dude.
It's But I
He's
also
got
watch
his
Seinfeld every night, so I
Yeah.
don't know.
Oh, there's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
Oh man,
I
I
appreciate
need to
that
go back
show.
and watch that.
I appreciate the show a lot more now that I'm older.
Me too.
Well,
Yeah.
Now that I do comedy on a regular basis now, like I appreciate it more just for the comedy writing aspect of it now. So I'm what is it on right now?
It Hulu just took it off. I think it's going to go on to Netflix, but I've got all the DVDs at home, so I burned through those. But Hulu, I mean, I used to just throw that on at night and watch
Yeah.
whatever, or have it on in the background because I know it word for word. I mean, I was at my buddy's bachelor throwdown at the Outer Banks recently, and we had the TV on in the morning and the volume was off. We were watching soccer, but it went to like halftime or whatever they call it. And I was just flipping through and found Seinfeld and just had it on, was watching it, no volume, and was laughing like there was volume. And the guy sitting next to me was like,
What the fuck?
there's not even any volume.
Look at
And I was
this
like, I know what they're
fucking
saying.
weirdo. Like,
It's all good.
Got it all.
Let's
memorized.
hurry.
Oh, dude, yeah. So I've
my
I've appreciated that show a lot more. When I was a kid, I didn't care. I'm still and always will be a big Simpsons guy. You know, because Fox and everything came on after the Simpsons and Friends and whatnot. So
Friends.
Are you a Friends guy?
I mean, I've seen every episode multiple times. I do like the show. Some episodes, not so much, but they usually made me geek out a little bit.
Okay. I mean, I've never been like super big into Friends like at all. I mean, I've watched it, but I
You mean Living Single?
No, I've definitely seen that too.
No, I'm talking about.
Oh yeah, no, the comparison because they stole it from those people. All right. Oh, see, I did that on yeah.
Those people. Huh?
Yeah, there you go.
Oh my
yeah,
god.
Yeah, there you go. I was trying
It's
to.
definitely Independence Day, ladies and gentlemen.
America.
Certain people were included in it,
Hey man,
and certain people weren't.
Hey, I'm just happy to celebrate the American way with some booze. Oh yeah, by the way, I'm drunk again. Well, I'm not drunk.
Oh, I was telling him like we were already said it. Like I still don't like after Friday and Saturday. No.
Yeah, I'm actually kind of with you, dude. I don't even know. I'm kind of content on just kind of being lazy tonight.
Yeah.
Do the Nets play tonight?
They do at 7 o'clock.
I thought they played at 1 today.
No, I think that's
No.
tomorrow. That's tomorrow. Because
Oh, man.
a friend of ours, a local
They're not
bartender.
fucking doing good against the Dodgers. I'll tell you that much right now.
They kind of got.
And then
smashed
fucking
up. Smashed
Schwarber got hurt last night.
Yeah, that was rough. I guess it's just a ham. I mean, those could last a while too,
They
but
could
it
last a
looked
long
bad
time.
when he was like hobbling back into first base after the base knock. I was like, oh no! It looked like he blew his knee out or something. I didn't know what was going on.
I was listening and I was like, no, don't let this be another Eaton fucking episode because I was at that game when Eaton was running to first and I guess he hit the bag the wrong way and
That was his first year with Washington, right?
yeah, I was at that game. I was fucking pissed.
dude. I think that's a pain that we can all relate to. That when one of your star players gets hurt on your team, like in any sport, you're just like
they've been riddled with
you're
injuries
just
though.
yeah. Well, that in general, but I just mean in general, it's like oh my god, your star quarterback goes down or your star pitcher, and
Hold
it's
on.
like
Speaking of star pitchers, where the fuck is Strasburg?
DL still, or IL, whatever they call it nowadays.
Yeah, it was a shoulder thing, the same thing that happened back in 2018 or something.
I don't know. He's just.
He's soft.
He's soft. And I know that I get what they did, giving him the big contract after his MVP season when they won the World Series in 2019. But I I get it, but I always hate when you give somebody a contract for what they've already done.
Yeah.
Like I don't know too much about soccer, but I know no Premier League soccer club would ever give somebody a ton of money for something they've already done.
Well, David Beckham when he went to the Galaxy. I'm not a soccer fan.
That's
but
USA. I mean, that's that. Yeah, that's all. That's all we got over here.
Yeah.
All we got is washed up European players.
Yeah. He's got a very good point. I actually went to a Columbus Crew game years ago.
Whoa, I'd rather go watch actual Crew.
Yeah. You know, honestly,
Wait,
bro.
what? You went to what?
That's the soccer team in Ohio, the Columbus Crew,
I'm so
bro.
sorry.
Ohio, yeah.
Yes, no, but I had fun it was fun to go to. I mean,
No, it's not.
It was okay. I could be lying.
Have you been to a game at Audi Field yet?
No, I have not.
I've been to two Defenders games there when they had the football
Oh,
team
the football.
playing there.
Yeah. Was I talking? No, I wasn't talking. It was. Oh, I know who it was.
XFL baby,
XFL.
JP.
Extra Fun League.
It was pretty good. I mean, the first game I went to was cold as balls, and the section me and my wife were in it was in the shade the whole time, so we were piss cold the whole time. But the second time was right before the stupid pandemic shut it down.
Yeah.
Blew up my XFL dreams. I
Yeah.
was mad at the Redskins. I was like, oh yes, I've got a new football outlet, you
Yeah.
losers. And they ruined it. But that was in like March, I think, because their season I think started in February.
Yeah.
Yeah, they only had like a 8-game season or
Yeah.
something.
They
like
only
that.
made it halfway through.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I went to one in February.
It was definitely
Cold as
better
piss.
the second time around.
March was beautiful, and we were sitting in the sun. It's a decent stadium. I'd gone there for a taste of DC too when they had like all these food vendors there with my wife, and that was pretty tight too.
Yeah.
We weren't out on there was nothing going on the field, but got a bunch of.
Well, that's the whole point of me going there. I want
Yeah.
to go to get on the field.
But it's a nice little cozy stadium. There's a lot of energy in there.
Mm. Well, I guess that's what you want for a soccer stadium.
Yeah, and I mean those DC United fans are insane.
I know. I've seen pictures because
It's
I know people
scary.
who go to those games.
You know, it's crazy. Besides that, that's
worldwide though. Like that's how soccer fans are.
That's just how it. Yeah, I don't get it, but because it's a very slow paced, like,
Yeah.
so I don't get how they're so insane.
so intense. with
Football, I
something.
get it. They're hitting each other and there's blood and stuff, but like, I didn't get that. But like, I remember going there in high school maybe, and we were sitting behind the Screaming Eagles. That was one of the fans on one side was called the Screaming Eagles. I don't know. They were on the other side. And I had like 2 or 3 beers thrown over me. Like when
shit.
people would be like getting worked up, they'd be like throwing beer in the air. And I was like, what the hell is going on?
Got it.
I'm a kid, first of all.
Yeah, dude. First of all, throwing a perfectly good beer is,
Second,
is
give
like
me
a
that.
sin.
Yeah, and they're like 12
That's like a
bucks.
fun. There's one thing, dude. I actually showed my my coworker the
Showed
video.
your ass, huh?
No, yes, I just bent over and spread my cheeks. All right. So I showed him that video of when we were at Nats Park when they went to the World Series when they won the pennant. I was like, hey, you got to see this video of me, and how I was just like, yeah, and then, and I was freaking out in the video and everything. And he was like, man, you looked like you had a great time. I said, I did.
You have to the energy in that building. You like. I don't think anybody can. You can't explain that.
No, and I explained. I said, dude, looking at it now, it looks goofy. I said, but you don't understand. They just advanced to the World Series for the first time.
And past the Dodgers on top of that. Fuck these fucking Dodgers, man.
Nah.
Fucking hate them.
That's all right. They can have their regular season fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They won they won the World Series in a COVID shortened year. That's some bullshit.
And I was listening to the game yesterday, and they were talking about most of the players went to the White House yesterday. I'm like, man, fuck out of here. Yo,
Yeah.
That's not
Well,
a
and
fucking
then
real championship.
Davey Martinez got just destroyed because of that stupid COVID year, and they had no All-Star game. Otherwise, he would have been coaching the All-Star team.
Yeah, true.
So they brought that up on the broadcast the first night of the Dodgers series. How if what's their manager's name? He's another Dave Roberts. If he had his head on right, he'd give him a spot on his bench or something to manage it. Be there in the All-Star game.
Well, that's about a week or so away in the home run derby.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't. Well, maybe it's a blessing that Schwarber got hurt because maybe he won't participate in the home run derby.
He actually said he wasn't going to. He hadn't been offered, I believe.
Bro,
That's
this
crazy.
motherfucker has 23 home
That was
runs.
before June, I guess. Because
Yeah, dude,
He's got 23 fucking
Bro,
home
every
runs.
time it's like, damn, there's another one he just hit. It's like, holy fuck, this guy is literally on fire. When you sent that to me, I literally said, dude, this guy's on fire. And then you sent like the little fire emoji. And I was like, yeah. I was like, the guy's he's feeling it right now.
Well, during that stretch, there was a 17-game stretch where he had 15 home runs.
Fuck.
There was only 2 other people to ever do that. Barry Bonds, who is the home run king of all time, and Sammy Sosa during that one year where him and Mark McGwire were going
The
back and
asterisk
forth.
year.
Yeah. So, I mean, when you're in home run company with just those 2 names, like that's pretty good.
Yeah.
And nobody's had a hotter June that he just had, or I guess any month in general during the season since Bryce Harper did it in like 2015 or something.
There's another one.
Yeah. Well, I still got a lot of money riding on Bryce Harper's home run total at the end of his career. So.
Oh shit.
For real.
Yeah.
You're gonna have to wait a while, my friend.
Yeah.
Well, at least 13. Well, no, that's what.
Yeah.
He's what 12. He's got 11 years left.
Damn, dude, that's still a while from now.
But
though.
he might have a contract after that. Philly screwed themselves with that contract. I don't know.
Really?
That's wild.
I think they screwed each other by not know. They didn't know they screwed each other.
It was like because they kept telling their fan base that they had stupid money and it didn't matter. They were gonna sign everybody, and then they didn't sign. They signed him in like
you signed one guy,
Didi Gregorius, and you're like, wait a minute, what's going on? You promised me something, man.
But that's this whole division. The only 2 teams that are probably really worth shit is the Nats and the Braves. That's what I think. The Mets, they usually shoot out of the cannon real hot, and then they fucking die off.
They're fraudulent.
Yeah.
They're fraudulent. But they've got really good starting pitching. That's always their thing. If their pitching can stay healthy, they've got a good shot.
Sounds like the Nets.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we went to so I was actually going to tell you last night. So in I would say about 2 weeks, I get 2 paid days off. During the week. So I'm saying if you're not doing anything during the day, let's find it. I will look it up since you always look. Find a Nats game to go to.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I do always look it up.
I still owe you $60 as well.
Now you've got a witness.
Fucking wait,
bunch of witnesses.
Oh, there's a bunch of witnesses. This is the second time you said it.
I should probably send you that $60.
Because then, so here's my thing.
I'm sorry, I just should pay you.
No, what should happen is, I get yelled at by people like Natter fucking yelled at me because he was like, I wanted to go to a game. Motherfucker, why do I gotta plan the shit?
Because you're the baseball guy. That's why.
How am I the baseball guy? You're a baseball guy if you like baseball. You want to go to a game. Like, what are you talking about?
That's true.
Doesn't mean he's
because
the
you're
planning
smart.
guy.
Yeah, I'm not.
He's just the baseball guy.
I guess we just do depend on you for too much. I'm sorry.
You know what? I'm gonna just stop doing everything for everybody. Because people just keep asking for more. You want more and more, and it's never enough.
I just want to go to the ball game. That's all I want to do.
It's never enough.
All right, so I will find a date that there's a game, and I'll take that day
There's
off.
fucking games all the fucking time.
I know.
What do you
I'm
mean?
just trying to pick out
baseball. There's 160.
I know. God damn it. Fuck.
Here, I'll look it up for you.
Yeah, no,
you know
don't
Let's
do
look
that.
it up for everybody.
Here, just pull it up while we're on.
I'll just tell you this now. They play 6 games every week from here on out. So
Yeah.
All right, that's fine with me then. I will find a day where the weather is nice. Okay, we'll throw another factor into there.
Let's see. Nats
I mean, as long as if you go
tickets.
and you got honestly my new favorite section. I mean, it depends on.
Let's
who
see if
you're
we're on
going
the
with.
same. If we're on the same page.
315. I think I'm got. It might be 317, but
I'm on 241 right now.
well, which side's it on? Third base.
No, we're on the
outfield.
Oh, outfield.
But it's on the first base. It's closer to first base side.
Okay.
Yeah.
But if you get the back seats, it's far enough back where you're in the shade.
Yes,
or if it's raining.
that was going to be my next question.
Yeah.
Is
Yeah.
there coverage?
Yeah.
Yeah, so we
yeah.
went to one of the Orioles games about a month ago, and it was hot as shit. But luckily enough, we were like we were in the shade, and we were like basically by first base and everything. But we were sitting high up, but we had a good view of the field. We weren't too hot. Obviously, this was before they had full capacity again, so there was I would say maybe about half the park there, maybe a little less.
Here's some games for you.
Okay.
They're playing the Padres. Actually,
The dads are coming to town.
Actually, I'm not. I think I might want to go to that one.
That's a good ball club to go see.
Yeah. What's the kid's name? He got the dreads.
Tatis.
Yes, I want to see him.
Yeah, he's good. I like him. I like Machado. Bigger Machado fan after he left the Orioles.
We get free. Kids masks. Yeah.
Oh, come on. We can use it to like wipe our ass.
Last time I went, I got one of those radio things. The last time that I went, so you can listen to Charlie and Dave while you're watching. It changes the entire experience.
It is
because
pretty chill.
You can hear the pitches. Like even if you're sitting way in the outfield, you can hear the pitches like as they're hitting the mitt.
Yeah.
Damn,
so you're watching
so
it.
Bad.
That's tight.
You don't have to wait for the sound to get all the way there. So it's pretty.
Well, everybody, like I've been with people at games sometimes, and they're like, look at this idiot with the head. Like, what does he listen to the game while he's at the game? Like,
yes.
Yeah. You don't. I guess you don't get it. Like,
yeah.
It's
this
pretty
is
tight.
why we're here, sir.
Yeah. Because good commentary, those guys are great, man.
I love listening to them.
Yeah, those guys are great. So good commentary in anything, I've always said this, is so vital to any game, dude.
Yeah.
The biggest thing for me when I was a kid was wrestling, King and JR and JR losing his shit. I mean, it just enhances those moments so much. And even some of the radio calls they had during their World Series run are just memorable. They're iconic.
Remember where you
are.
were.
Yeah, they're just losing their mind.
Classic.
I mean,
they got all the. They're so good.
Yeah, those guys are great. So do they do this every game? They give those out, or is it?
No, this was actually I chose that game specifically because they were giving those away. Because I've seen people have like they've given them away before.
Okay,
different styles, and I've seen other people with them, and I tried to do it. Last time we went, okay. I tried to do it on my phone, but it was like 3 pitches behind. So I'm like, it's pointless.
Yeah, I've tried to do that too. That's when I gave up. Yeah, because you got the phone going, and it's not great.
Yeah, nobody wants to be.
But if you have the radio inside the stadium, that should change the whole aspect. And it's battery powered, so it's got a lanyard, so you just put it on your ear. And
damn, that sounds tight.
Yeah,
do they sell them online? I'll buy one.
Yeah,
you might be able to find it. I wish I had gotten more.
It's made for connoisseurs and enthusiasts of the game.
I've only ever got stupid bobbleheads. Those don't do anything.
Dude, you know what's crazy? I don't have a bobblehead yet.
I have a Rendon bobblehead, but the only reason that shit's so special that I fucking hang it up with my jersey. That way I don't fucking lose it because I need this every time I fucking go. I need this fucking thing. So, and they even gave you an extra battery with it. It's the same batteries that go in your key fob. And shit.
Oh, sweet! Oh.
First 10,000 people.
First 10,000 people.
I was one of 10,000.
Yeah, one of 10,000.
I told Nader, I was like, "Yo, we're getting there early because we always miss the first pitch." And I'm like, "No, we're fucking getting there on time. We got there like 45 minutes before."
Weekday or what?
No,
I've only ever been on time on like Sundays.
It was either a Friday or maybe it was a Sunday.
Was it a Sunday? I remember when you went.
It was. It might have been a Saturday. I think it was a Saturday.
I love it there.
But it was
a park.
Was it a 1 o'clock? I don't fucking know. It was pretty early.
Yeah, there's nothing like going to an afternoon ball game, dude.
I like it too. You're coming into the center field gate and like the field's just right there in front of you, and you're like, I'm at the ballpark.
Yeah, it's a very cool feeling, right? Yeah, you just sit down, you got a nice afternoon breeze, got your beer, got your dog.
Damn, I want to go now.
Yeah, so
what time is it?
Yeah, I mean, shit. We'll probably get in. It's probably gonna be packed tonight, though. Today and tomorrow. It's gonna be packed. I mean, do the 4th of July weekend.
Oh, and there are fireworks tonight. I think. Yeah, after the game, I think there's fireworks.
Oh man, damn! We definitely should have gone.
And if I'm not mistaken, they play at 11 a.m. tomorrow.
Oh, no,
they do play.
I'm good.
They do play at 11.
I won't go to that game, but it's just nice waking up and having it.
There's a ball game on. Yeah,
I got to figure out watching on TV because I don't have like cable. I have just internet, so I got to figure out that part of it.
You know somebody with cable?
It sounds like
you need to get a sling box. I got a sling box set up at my parents' house.
So how does that work exactly? I see you're stealing your neighbor's cable.
No,
continue.
It's best if you know them.
Yeah,
you can get away with it. It's a small device. It just goes on the back of their cable box, but you then control that cable box. My parents had one set up. They had a cable box that's still set up in my old bedroom and there's like I don't even think there's a TV connected to it right now.
Yeah, you just hooked it to that one.
Yeah, so my dad just plugged it in there, and so that way I'm not like, because you then control that. I mean, if they're watching something downstairs and it's hooked up to that, and you change the channel, it'll change it.
Oh shit.
So
Yeah, I can't do that.
yeah, so but
Actually, one room I could probably get away with doing it.
but if you got somebody that's always watching the Nats games, then you can just
Oh
kinda,
yeah, just keep it on there.
hey, do you got the Nats game on? And then just they got an app, you just sign in on the app.
Yeah.
It's a good deal, or just stream it illegally, whatever. You can find it.
Yeah,
I would
could
go
do
with
that.
the illegal method. It
I
seems
could do
more. It
that.
seems more American that way. Like,
Pirate it, baby.
Yeah.
I don't
like-
know, but I just like seeing it. I kind of just like I'll sit in my car for a long time. I think people probably think I'm crazy because I just
Look at this motherfucker in his car.
I'll be sitting in my car in the parking lot of my complex, the windows down and the fucking volume turned way the fuck up, listening to the game.
They're like, don't make any
I mean,
sudden movements.
I've definitely
he might have a
drove
bat of
around.
his own.
Oh, driving around listening to the
Yeah, I mean, like I'd be at like one of my buddies, Pero. We'd go to his house and watch the
Good old Mikey P, man.
We'd go
Yeah.
watch the Skins games, and we were just like, we went out. I think we just went out to smoke, and we were driving around the neighborhood, and we were about to turn back into his cul-de-sac to go back and watch the second half, and we were just like, let's just keep it going. Let's just drive around and listen to the game. We just like drove around Northern Virginia listening to the rest of the Skins game.
Dude, it's a lot. I actually had to do that a lot when I was still a delivery driver, especially during football season. So but this is before I was able to get it on my phone and everything.
You're
so
probably
during-
yelling at the fucking radio.
well,
fucking Steelers!
Yeah, fuck, dude. Anyway, we won't talk about that right now because the season has yet to start. But I got kind of whatever. Just fucking haters everywhere. We're not going to start this, folks. I've been having a good time, and we're going to continue to have a good time.
Hey, I
and
like
you'll have
the
a great
Steelers.
time.
And they still have a rapist as their
No,
head
don't
quarterback.
listen. Like, share, and subscribe, and listen to
Allegedly.
me. Yeah, allegedly. Yeah.
Allegedly.
Jesus, you're gonna make me take my glasses off.
Allegedly twice.
Now he can't throw it more than 6 yards on the fly, but that's a different story.
Oh my God. Anyway,
Oh wait, we have that.
oh, we do have. Wait, soundbite. Wait for it.
Hold on.
Oh, you lost it. Come on. Wait for it. Did you break it? Okay, there we go.
Far
All
too
right.
late, but whatever.
All right, we get the gist of it. No, but I got used to listening to the games on the radio as well. So it is kind of a dope thing to do. I don't think it's appreciated as much as it is nowadays that it was, back then when you talk about your grandfather in the rocker and you're just listening to the ball game on the porch.
And that's
kind of
all
thing.
they had.
Yeah, so
But that's why I think a lot of going back to what you were talking about, people listening to it like in the stadium. Like, what are they listening to? It like, yeah, that's how they used to. That's all there was.
consume that.
Yeah.
Consume that.
It was the radio guy, the commentator, the only guy sitting there, just like what's the movie Major League, like
Classic.
Al Unsner, right?
He did like the Tigers calls, right?
Yeah, but he ended up he had his
I
own
know.
sitcom too at some point.
Really?
Yeah, like I thought he was just an actor. I didn't know he was like a legit baseball guy. Like,
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I saw him in those movies and just thought he was like a comedian or something. But yeah, I was like, oh, he's actually calling ball games? This is wild.
This guy is really this in real life. Nice resume. Like, hey,
Yeah.
you apply for the job. It's like, oh, you really do this. Fuck, yeah, you're hired. And whatnot. Man, that's so great. I love sports and whatnot.
Major Leagues is good though. I need to watch that.
I need to
haven't watched
rewatch
in
it.
a
Where
while.
is it? We gotta find where
I don't
it's
know.
at.
I've only ever I've seen like not the first one, but like some of their like major leagues, like back in the minors or something like that.
Yeah,
or-
I've seen
like those ones more recently, and they're all funny too. I geek out to those too. But
I think I've seen the first one all the way through, but I think it was on TV a while ago when I saw it.
Best, what's the best sports movie or your favorite?
Sports movie.
my favorite sports
That
movie.
could go a long way.
Yeah, I mean, there's
Oh,
a lot.
wow.
You can include children's sports movies because I was talking about the Little Giants about 2 weeks ago.
That's a good one.
Yeah, I love that film. Jared's never seen it, so I was just
no.
like,
I probably have. I just don't remember it.
but it's the Little Giants,
That's
man.
a good
It's
one,
it's a
yeah.
real good one.
That's
It's
a
been while
football
since
one?
I've seen that.
Yeah, it's the football one with
I
Rick
think I've
Moranis and Ed O'Neill,
Maybe I have.
where they got the go-kart where he's driving around in the go-kart. Man, and
Classic.
yeah, that's such a great film.
Wait,
but
best sports movie or baseball or just?
just sports in general. I don't want to limit it to baseball because
There's a lot.
Yeah, there's a ton. That's why I just if there was one on right now, or if you could pick one to watch right now, what would it be?
I haven't seen it in a while, and Man, so I'm kind of torn between Field of Dreams and The Natural.
Okay.
I love The Natural.
Damn, both good.
Yeah.
So good.
Yeah. So if it,
I think I would have to go honestly with, even though I know it's not absolutely the way it went down. I remember the Titans tugs at all my heartstrings. Like that is, it's got.
Oh, you mean Alexandria City High School?
Yeah.
yeah, represent.
I don't know. If you're not from the area, you probably don't get that. I don't know. Should we explain it?
I mean,
if you'd like to.
it took place at a school right off of Duke Street.
Yes.
Right down the road from us,
It's
folks.
no longer called.
22314.
Yeah.
I don't. Do you?
No, I know they changed the name.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I know they changed the name of it.
I didn't even know who that fucking guy was.
No,
You know what's crazy?
And my dad said the way, I guess their coach before, what was it, Herman, or was he the first coach? Herman Boone, was he the second coach?
I have no.
Yeah, I would not know.
But before he came on, because they made the initial coach out to be like super beloved and everybody loved him, and my dad went there and said that was not the case. He was a gym teacher there too, and everybody hated him.
Oh.
So
Usually gym teachers who are also coaches, they're not there for gym teaching. They're there for coaching. They don't. give a fuck.
yeah, that's their like secondary.
I mean,
joint.
if you like them, are they really doing their job? I mean, really?
I mean, I had gym teachers that I liked, I think.
No, our gym teachers were pretty dope at Hayfield, man. I don't think there was really, that place off of Hayfield Road. I mean,
Except
Telegraph.
except for Mr. Garrity.
Yeah, Mr. Garrity was, yeah.
You know what? I worked there for 3 years, and I remember I've hung out with him before.
That's fucking crazy.
Because I'm cool with.
Jared just saying that. Yeah, take it easy.
We got to hear about how that went.
I don't want to necessarily put a bunch of names out, but we all know someone that everybody from Hayfield knows.
Yeah.
But he's cool with him, so that's how I. And now I was subbing for a couple gym classes or whatever at the time, and yeah, I hung out with him. He's all right. I don't know who's watching this, so I don't want to fucking talk too much shit.
Go to your high school reunion. There they are.
There were just times he didn't. I don't know. He just didn't vibe with me very well. I guess.
Yeah. Not very a vibey guy, I guess.
He can drink though. Yeah,
Maybe that's why we didn't. Maybe he was just pissed at us because he was hungover.
probably.
Damn, have you ever thought about that? The teachers, like,
now that I've
they
got
were angry
teachers
at you? Or
yeah,
just
once I got, especially into the restaurant business and saw like
teachers get
getting
up.
like hammered at like local establishments,
Yeah.
I was like,
As soon as school is over,
that's what's
guess-
going on. Okay.
These motherfuckers get blitzed.
Well, I've seen the local wrestling coach a couple times.
He don't drink like that.
Yeah, he doesn't. So I was gonna say he's probably like probably the only one out of the few that I've seen at Lucky's throughout the years. Every time I see him, yeah, he's just he's there, he's eating, he's got a student with him or whatever the case may be, and I chatted up with him, but I've never seen him have a drink like in my life.
Yeah.
If I had to be honest with you,
He's
no, I'm not saying he doesn't drink, but I
very
personally never seen him.
very strict. I've known this particular person for a long time, and yeah, he's never been like that.
Yeah, well, he's an awesome individual. So shout out to him.
Is it the guy with snakes?
Yes.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
then
no, I've never heard anything bad about him. So,
No,
I've known a lot of people that were wrestlers and had him. He taught
Biology.
biology.
Yeah,
Okay.
he was my teacher. He was my biology.
Yeah.
Me and
Yeah.
He
me
was
and our
my-
good friend Alonzo.
It was one of the football coaches for me. He was linebacker coach back then. He was my teacher and he was my wrestling coach. So like I said, I go back way.
And he must have been a good wrestling coach because Hayfield was kind of known
Oh,
for
no.
wrestling, right?
Dog, he's known in the state. Like I know wrestlers just from doing martial arts. I know wrestlers who've done it, like pro MMA fighters, and like if you talk about if they're into wrestling, they'll know him.
Really?
Yeah, like
That's crazy.
he's well known.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah, because
awesome.
I know Hayfield won a bunch of wrestling state, at least when I was in high school.
Yeah.
That was
Yeah.
like what they were like always
Same-
within the states.
When
And-
I was there, we had a lot of people that were going to states.
Our football team didn't
Yeah.
do much our senior year.
oh
but,
my god! I think
football has always been up and down.
yeah.
we went to high school there 4 years. I think I saw 3 wins.
Yeah.
Football wins.
Oh, y'all
Dude,
went the bad. Y'all went the worst
They,
year.
Yeah,
the year
dude,
after we
I-
left, after we graduated, they bumped them down a division because they suck so bad.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
crazy. I believe I went to 2 senior games. One was like homecoming, and then one was just like a random game we went to. But I believe we went 0-10 that year. We did not win a single game.
Yeah,
That
y'all went.
was-
Y'all
that
went
was
the
rough.
bad years. My
Well,
years,
everybody was on drugs.
My
Like,
years. Well, no.
And not the good ones,
I don't-
the performance enhancers, the bad ones, the performance de-enhancers.
Oh, since we're talking about that, man, and you
Hold
know.
on, let me finish.
All right. God damn it.
The years that I went, like it was like the couple years before they had went to states or something. I don't know. I don't think they won, but so yeah. So like then all those guys graduated. Like all those seniors graduated. So then we still had a decent team. Like one of the coach, not the coach, the quarterback the starting quarterback when I was there, JJ Mott. He ended up signing with Georgetown. I mean, it's like division. What are they? AA or
That sounds familiar. I feel like I've heard him after college too. Did he go to the
JJ
NFL
Mott?
or anything?
No, he didn't. We did have one. Can't remember his name, but he played for. I want to say Ronell. I'm probably fucking that all up, but anyway, he played for the Buccaneers for a few. It was a wide receiver, but just all that to say is like we were like 5-5 at that time, and then like the years that y'all were there, like, everybody left.
It's,
Wait, who was the head coach at? Oh shit, yeah.
I don't know.
I think there was a point where the person with snakes was a coach for. He was a head coach for a while.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, he was. I don't know. I know. No, I believe I know who the head coach was. A good friend of ours, dad, I believe, was coaching them as well. I don't know if he was in terms of who's head coach, who's assistant. You may be correct, but I think a friend of ours, dad, was coaching them as well.
I know who you're talking about.
And one day we'll be able to say names on this show.
No, I think we could say Coach Pugh was head coach for a while.
Yeah,
wasn't
Coach
he?
Oh
Pugh.
yeah,
And,
he was a history teacher of mine.
Yeah, I never.
He
had
was your
him.
history teacher?
Out in the trailer.
Bro, he was.
Damn,
when
dude,
we
I
had
remember when we were
classes
out in the trailer. Yeah,
oh
man.
my god.
He
He
was
used to be
the,
hot as shit in those things, man. Like,
he was the wide receiver coach when I was the offense coordinator. I can't remember either way, but he was fucking hard on me, dog. Like, cause I'm a junior and like I decided I wanted to turn it up my senior year. Like, what the fuck?
He would yell. We had this kid in our class with Tourette's, and he would like
Yell at him.
yell at him when he would have his.
Jeez.
It was
Damn.
mostly just like I guess most Tourette's is just like facial, like you make
Oh, like
facial
tics and stuff?
expressions. Yeah. But like he would say something every now and then, and Pete would.
It's like,
You're not aware of that right now.
yeah, that's kind
but
of
that
fucked up.
It's different times. Like people didn't really know about.
Yeah.
about
I
that
remember
stuff.
my dad one time was because they like the parents fill out a form or whatever prior to the school year, and they're like, do they have any whatever listed conditions below? And my dad was like, you want me to check off not Alzheimer's, want me to check off Tourette's for you? You gonna just yell at your teacher, say whatever the fuck you want? I was like, what, Dad? I don't think so.
Yeah, we don't want to get in trouble for that, man.
You won't get in trouble with Tourette's.
No, yeah, but then he's gonna have to act like that all the time. You're gonna have to be in character for 4 years, man.
It's not hard to say fuck every 2 seconds.
It's not, but you'll probably
thinking
get
it
tired
anyways.
of it. Like, ah, you know, like or something of that nature.
There's this girl on TikTok. She has Tourette's. Oh, well, she says she has Tourette's, and I don't want to. Don't come at me, fucking social justice warriors. It just looks a little suspicious. And she's doing this entire TikTok, but she's doing her fucking thing through the whole every time she's going. And now TikTok is 3 minutes, so I got to live through 3 minutes of her doing whatever her. Fuck.
She might be doing it just obviously for attention too.
Well, that's why I was
Yeah,
saying.
yeah.
That's why I had to put the disclaimer
Yeah,
out.
disclaimer.
What was it previously? Before 3 minutes? I feel like that's
60,
a long time.
15, 30, and 60 seconds.
Oh.
3 minutes is a long fucking
Yeah.
time.
I mean, what was Vine? Do you remember Vine?
Dude, Vine was
That
That was
sick.
like
It was
5
like-
seconds,
it's
and I
like
was like,
10
this
seconds.
is awesome.
So, yeah, nah, but some of the short ones like the bruh, like
they're-
like
dude, I would geek out.
yeah,
for that app.
some of that stuff is really good though, man. Man, R.I.P. to Vine, dude.
Vine, love it.
I was
A lot of people made a lot of money off of that shit.
That is true. Yeah.
maybe one day we'll make a lot of money off of this shit.
Make a-
but- yeah, I know. I'm so sorry. I
Make
couldn't.
it like a
figure-
high, make a honey hope.
Yeah, I couldn't get my words out. But we'll make a lot of money if you like, share, and subscribe right down here in this bottom corner. All right?
Maybe. We're not making money off of you, dude.
Yeah, I know. It's okay. We still like doing this. I enjoy doing this. Jared does. Aaron does.
It's fun.
So, it's fun. So what I was getting at
a good
with the performance enhancing drugs that
Oh,
comment
here
you
we
made.
go.
So with the Olympics, the young lady that tested positive for weed.
For what?
For weed, cannabis, THC,
A plant?
a plant.
That's the hard stuff.
Yeah, like so. I'm starting obviously, that came out yesterday or early yesterday or whatever the night before.
Last week.
It
Came out during the week.
came out during the week. Okay,
I think
so
it came out in February.
yeah, no bullshit. But then I'm obviously starting to see all this outrage coming from it. In terms of like, what about Michael Phelps, or what about the gentleman that faked their own robbery? And
Oh, yeah, I forgot
you
about
know,
the Brazil
actually,
cats.
and they're still allowed to compete even for doing that. I don't know if they received any punishment. I didn't look into the logistics of everything when it comes to
That dude ended up, he was on some reality show recently.
For real.
Who's
Yeah,
that?
the guy who
That Olympian?
faked the robbery. Like he said he got
Oh,
robbed. Or
yeah,
some shit.
Lochte.
Yeah,
Ryan
He was
Lochte?
on some show recently. I'm like,
What
yo,
a-
this
what a
guy's
loser.
actually working again.
Somebody's trusted him.
Yeah. Do you know what's crazy? So, and then I started seeing all these comparisons, and then my initial thought, I'm not going to lie to you guys, like, it's like, okay, if that's like a rule, like you can't have that in your system, okay, like I get it. Like it's a rule, she broke it, whatever. But then I started looking more into it, and then all these other scenarios started coming up. It's like, you know what? Yeah, why is this guy still allowed to compete when he did something like, fake a robbery? I mean, who does that? You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Well,
I think
Phelps-
that's much
and then-
worse than smoking.
Yeah,
pot.
but
And-
Phelps was on camera smoking.
Yes, but
Yeah, he was taking bong rips with them
Yeah.
swimmer lungs. He's clearing the whole bowl.
Oh yeah, and it's crazy. Well, that photo or video came out after he had won.
Yeah.
Right. So then he was
Yes.
that was actually really good. I won't lie.
That was good.
That was probably
great.
by far
I
the
thought
most
it was
impressive.
a soundboard thing.
Oh
was
man,
good.
see there you go. There's an idea. Joyous day, 2 birds, 1 stone. Mad Scientist Lab. Go America. Anyway, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, man. So I was just like, I found out that she lives in a certain state where weed is legal. Okay, it's obviously been legalized to an extent here in Virginia now, which is I can't believe.
Where's
we
she
would-
from? Oh, Louisiana, right? Well,
It's,
she went to LSU.
She went to LSU. I think she lives in like Washington State, or I could be like very wrong about
Oh,
this.
okay.
But
She
it's
could've
legal.
got
It's,
high just walking down the street then.
Yeah.
yeah, that's what,
Speaking, I
She
want to get
didn't
to
even
that.
inhale.
First of all, let's get to that. Finish what you were saying, but
So I started thinking about it more, and I was like, you know what, man, it's not a performance enhancing drug at all.
No.
Okay.
Is that what they classify? Is that what
No.
they said
no,
the reasoning?
it's
was?
a prohibited.
It's a prohibited
what is it?
substance.
I forgot the exact thing because Nate Diaz got in trouble for that. The Diaz brothers from the UFC, they got in trouble for that also, and it's legal in their state, but they got caught with it in their system after a fight, and it was under. Actually, the UFC just released it as it's not one of the prohibited substances.
Oh,
you can
nice.
have.
Okay, that's good.
So they're progressive as far as their shit, but the Olympic Committee, they're not gonna fucking do that. It's
Nah,
a bunch
they're
of
hard
old
asses.
fucking dick fucks.
Yeah.
You old
They
dick
suck.
fuck, get fucked by a dick. Like
Nobody ever wants to get called a dick.
fuck. Yeah, I know. That is like the hardest.
You
form
hear
of
someone
slander.
call you that, you're gonna think about what you were doing. You're like, hold up, what the hell? Was
I don't even know
doing?
where that came from.
You dick
sorry.
fuck.
Yeah,
That would be the
that's
name
rough.
of the episode if it wasn't censored.
Yeah,
That's
I,
rough.
I wouldn't put dick fuck on there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But so like Jared, what do you you fucking dick fuck? Yeah. That's how you know you're mad when you can't form a coherent
That's-
slanderous word.
And you come up
You
with
can't
new
call him an
ones?
asshole. It's like you fucking ass cheek smearer, like
That's
or
not
whatever.
bad either.
Yeah,
That's a good
you
one.
just say you fucking look like you stuffed nuts in your fucking crevice, or sorry.
Only reason I know this is because before y'all fucking judge me, only reason I know this, there's a guy I know this because he was on another podcast.
All right.
There's a guy who does porn who can
man.
put his balls in his asshole.
Dude, what the fuck? So, ladies and gentlemen, we have learned today two things. One, Jared has a weird hobby, and two,
It was
this guy
on,
can stuff his own balls in his ass.
It was on Not Two Bears, One Cave.
Is it weird that I want to see that?
Tom Segura and his wife's show. Oh, Your Mom's House.
Intrigued, at least.
Your Mom's House podcast. They have these live shows that they do, and they'll have these weird videos from all over the place. One of the live shows was they'll have somebody. There's people do some crazy shit on the internet. They have videos of people. This guy, he's in like full gimp gear, and he's like twisting his nipples and shit, and then he's fucking. He makes like ramen or poutine, whatever. You know what poutine is, right?
Yeah.
The Canadian dish.
French fries and
Yeah,
like
mayonnaise or some
cheese
shit.
curds.
Yeah.
What the fuck? That sounds
Well,
Canadian.
It's Canadian, dude. They don't know what the fuck's going on.
This
It's
guy's
cold.
making he's making poutine and then
While he's twisting his nipples?
putting shit in his own shit in the poutine, and then I haven't seen the video because I can't watch it like that. He eats it.
So, 3 things we've learned today.
Yeah, this guy's got some stuff going on.
Yeah.
Hey.
I prepare it while I
I'm
bake.
telling you, Your
know what
Mom's
I'm
House
saying?
podcast. You got to check it out.
All right.
Tom
well,
Segura, Christina P.
All right.
They're not paying us a dime, but that fucking show is amazing.
Dude, that sounds. I would have to listen to something like that.
You can watch it.
I'll check something.
I'll
out.
send you. Yeah,
Yeah, send me a link. Send us the link. Send us. Yeah. Send
You
us
can
the
rent their live shows too.
So while
Don't send me the link.
Yeah.
It sounds
Yeah.
it sounds too much for me.
Yeah.
You have to start with the stuff that they have on YouTube first and get used to like who they are before you can go into it. Then you'll understand. Like once you watch it after a while, you'll understand. Now I get why this is the way it is.
That's how I get into a pool. Like, I gotta use the stairs. One stair at a time.
Yeah. Once.
Get up
Yeah.
to your balls and
Yeah,
then
you
jump in there.
That's the worst part is your balls hitting the water.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, because if it's too cold, obviously you know what happens then. You
It's
know,
pool water. It's gonna be cold.
sometimes. Well, if it's warm, you're peeing in it, right?
I mean, your balls are super warm anyway, so unless it's like
True.
100 degrees,
Yeah, that's true.
it's gonna be jarring.
Ocean water, depending on where you are in the world,
I don't like
can be
ocean
warm.
water. Oh, I like the ocean.
How dare you?
I'm intimidated by the ocean. Not gonna lie.
Oh, I'm not
I don't
going-
like. I don't go out too far.
Yeah, I'm 5
I
feet.
see people out there like swimming in there. I'm
Nope.
like, what are you crazy?
Nope, I'm not doing
You
it.
don't know what's going on.
I almost drowned one time, and that's why I don't go any farther than I need to. Anymore.
Where were you at?
It was either Ocean City or Virginia Beach. I can't remember.
In the ocean. Yeah, that's.
No, I think it was
that's
Ocean
crazy.
City.
I've had one wave flip me over, and
I was trying to
it
do
was so sketchy.
bodyboarding. I mean, I could swim. I'm a decent swimmer. I was never like, I shouldn't be out in the ocean.
Yeah.
Let's put it that way.
Yeah, there's pool swimming is a lot different.
Yeah,
than fighting that
Yeah,
shit.
you can at least see at the bottom. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? I think that's the biggest thing for me. I'm afraid I'm going to step on something to someone's going to grab my leg and I'm going to be like,
Oh no,
you
you
know,
definitely
like-
step on a lot of shit. But everybody was going out to. There was a sand dune out, like kind of where the waves were breaking, and so I was trying to get out to the sand dune. So I get out there and I try to catch a wave. Like I'm standing there, like the water's up to here. So I see a wave coming and I'm trying to catch the wave, and I almost catch the wave, but then I'm stuck, and I didn't realize that the sand dune is over there now, and now it's deep.
Pushed. Yeah, that's the
And
thing,
I'm
man.
fucking-
The currents.
I
They're going all over
try,
the place.
I try to stand up. There's nothing there but water. so
you just fucking
so
paddling.
then I start panicking. I'm like, oh shit. And I'm like, yo, I'm about to fucking die. I have to I have to figure out something. Because I look up, I even looked to see where the lifeguard was. Motherfucker was just chilling. He was like,
Talking to some chick.
yeah.
Yeah, like my name is Svan. I'm from Russia.
Yeah.
I come here on student visa.
I don't know. Maybe he saw me and he was just like, well, maybe he can save himself. Let's see if he saves himself first. And then,
Yeah.
But then years later, I figured out how this country works, and he probably saw I was black, and he was going,
Damn.
let him die
okay.
anyway.
This dark turn has got
Well,
even
if he saw that
darker.
you were black, he should have been watching you from the get go.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I know this guy can't swim. I gotta pay attention to him.
Holy shit. So the truth comes out on the Mad Scientist Lab.
That is facts.
So to back to the beginning of what I was getting at, what do you think about her getting suspended?
COVID.
No, god damn it. I'm sorry. I used to ask that question to everybody when the pandemic
Just
was going
saying
on.
that word sporadically is going to get a disclaimer at the bottom. Like,
Oh,
hey,
yeah.
if you want the real information, come here.
I have seen that a lot. I'm like, oh,
Come to the Bill Gates
Well, it's like
website.
when you type vaccine, the word vaccine on Facebook, and then the little thing pops up under your
Info
post.
on it?
Yeah, and it's like, that's fucking weird. Dude.
Now I use the word jab. That's what I call it to kind of skirt that
that's a
stuff.
jab. Yeah.
But
Well,
I don't know if that works either. So whatever.
I mean, are you totally against it? Like, just like,
The vaccine?
yeah.
Yeah, it's not a vaccine. You might catch a break with the Johnson & Johnson or AstraZeneca ones. That's why they were the ones the news was attacking. They want you to take these mRNA double dose joints. And when they hand out the cards, they've got 4 spaces on there. They didn't plan on stopping it after 2 doses to begin with.
Yeah, I was starting to hear
shit.
something now about like a booster shot.
They
once
got
here.
boosters lined
Oh,
up.
yeah.
They want you to take, first of all, this whole scientific dictatorship tyranny that they're trying to push on us this past year, where they forced you to inject yourself with, first of all, these mRNA vaccines they've been tested for a long time. They've been developed for a long time, but there's a reason why none of them have ever gotten a license to use on the public, because they've always done horrible in the animal tests and they skip those tests to get this COVID jab out there. And the only time that I've only ever seen somebody give me one test, and it was with like 100 participants, and they said that people that took this mRNA vaccine via syringe showed little to no signs of immunity, but ones that I forget what the other way that they were administering it, but the other group that administered it through some other like nasal spray or something like that, it worked better for them. They saw some type of immunity. So,
So what the fuck are they injecting?
and that right now, and the way that they even got emergency approval to use it on the public is completely jacked up, because that's why they started attacking Trump. Trump mentioned hydroxychloroquine in one presser.
Yeah.
And just didn't even go elaborate on it at all. Just said the
guess
name.
what? The science fucking was saying that from the beginning, because I was watching during that time I was watching a lot of Dr. Drew, because he kept putting out his these are the new studies and blah blah blah. So I was watching the numbers, and he kept saying, he was like, looks like hydroxychloroquine is gonna be the major winner. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
this was already being talked about before Trump even
And
said
they
it.
used it for malaria, which is like a crazy virus. So
Yeah.
they've been using it for viral infections, and it's worked like a charm. Like people over there that like where that stuff is prevalent, they take it like smaller doses.
Yeah.
Prophylactically.
Yeah.
And
And it works. It's
Yeah.
it's been work. That one, what was it, the Z-Pack or something?
well, yeah, you got to take it with some type of zinc supplement. But that's why a lot of doctors because they were in some areas, they were even making it illegal to prescribe that to people that had COVID. And
That's fucking crazy.
it's crazy. It's all UN directives. It's all from the top. The UN controls all of the World Health Organization and all that bullshit. And they were saying like, oh shit, Trump mentioned this shit on live TV. And even though back in the day, I think it was 2005, like Fauci himself knew this shit worked on diseases like this, SARS type viruses. So it's crazy how, and that's why the people that they're gonna throw under the bus, they're in for. It's gonna be like what happened to the people that they threw under the bus in Nazi Germany. This is the same scientific dictatorship that they were using in Nazi Germany, and they're trying to implement it worldwide.
Shit.
Or globally.
Yeah, it's
The globalists.
well because
Alex Jones.
So
Yeah.
I remember when the hydroxychloroquine thing became, kind of on the news or on the public, and you had the doctors out in front of the Capitol building talking. The one woman, and I think we've talked about her.
They ripped that video down too.
Yeah, so I
They owe
remember
her an apology.
Yeah, so
I've seen that movie.
So I'm not the biggest conspiracy theorist. Obviously, I mean, I'll look into things. I like them. Okay, they're interesting. I'm willing to be open-minded about this.
Conspiracy no more.
Yeah, so that's always going to be a gross sound bit. So I do approve of that one. However, so I remember watching it live when they were like, it was live. A friend of mine had it on his Facebook feed, so I'm watching. I'm like, man, this is nuts. Like, if this is really helping, then okay, good. Like,
But
everything's like.
that's the thing. It was helping from the beginning. Like, you know what pissed me off?
And then they took
the
it
ventilator,
down.
the ventilator bullshit.
Yeah, they just started throwing people on ventilators, blowing their lungs out, and
That
they
shit
were
made it-
basically killing people
Yeah.
with the ventilators.
Yeah.
That's why, like, at first, like, 96% of the deaths were from people on ventilators.
Yep.
You're like, what the fuck is going on? And then New York was like, give us more ventilators.
Yeah,
We need all the ventilators. We need 20. I forget what they said.
That's your next
They
president.
were like, we need. Oh, Cuomo? That dude's getting burnt down. I just saw a video of these, like the train coming back from the Yankees game the other day. Everyone started the fuck Cuomo chant. And
Jeez.
it wasn't just like a few drunk people on the train. It was everybody in that car, in that little, that car, how they're separated. Fuck Cuomo, fuck Andrew Cuomo. I was like,
That's
all right.
crazy.
But the idea, I think, so let me ask you this. So in December of 2019, right before 2020 rolled around, I got sick. Okay, Jared was sick.
So did I. I think that's
so-
when I had COVID.
That's what we think.
I think we had it too. So hear me out. One of my employees, when I was still managing the Papa John's, he was out for a week. He was like, man, I couldn't get out of my bed. I don't know what the hell's wrong with me. And then some of our good friends were also coming down. It's the winter season. People get the flu and everything.
Yeah.
But everybody's like, I don't know what the hell's wrong with me.
Wait, the what?
The flu.
The what?
Yeah, it doesn't exist anymore, right?
I thought COVID was the only thing.
COVID is the only illness out there.
Yeah.
It's the only thing you can get off of work now. Oh, God, I've been shot. Yeah, you can still come in,
Yeah, they'll never question, I'm not feeling well today. Stay home, please, stay home.
At first, do you know what sucked, though, is since we were considered essential workers, working in food and everything, so I had to have my staff adjust to, obviously, the massive changes that we were doing. We were wearing the mask. We were cleaning everything after everybody touched it. I mean, dude, my hands were fucking raw from washing them constantly. Not that we weren't cleanly before, but then it's like, I work with high school kids, and it's like, man, I know one of these guys is going to bullshit. Like, oh, I don't really feel that well. And I know they're bullshitting me, but it's like, I'm kind of forced, like, oh, you can't come to work, and they didn't take advantage of that. I don't think they took advantage of that. But it was kind of crazy because I think, what was it? The end of February, early March, when the first case was reported in this area. And then it obviously blew up into the thing it was. But I'm thinking, like, man, it did not just show up one day, like in March. It had to have been here. And then thinking about us being sick, I mean, if I did have it, I felt like crap for about 3 days. And then,
It definitely fucked me up.
I
I don't really ever, prior to that, I don't really get sick. Like,
yeah,
if
so
I'm
that's
sick,
what,
it's
yeah,
like a
yeah.
24, 48 hour
Yeah,
thing at the
yeah.
most.
Yeah, so I'm with you on that. I mean, I'll get like a sinus infection every now and then, but I never get the flu. Last time I feel like I had the flu is after I got
told
the
you
flu
how to
shot.
get rid of those.
Yeah,
I used to get sinus infections all the time, and then one time I had it, and they were like, "Yeah, have you had your ears cleaned?" And I was like, "No." They cleaned my ears out. I mean, it was like warm water with some kind of solution. Clean my ears out. Fucking, I have not ever since that. I have not had a sinus infection.
Damn, yeah, that's a good call.
I need to get it done again because I'm telling you. And then I could hear shit again. I was like,
hello, voice in me head.
you don't realize, you don't realize
know.
how dirty your ears get. Like, you don't know what goes in there. Like,
No, that's true. My grandmother, she's had hearing aids for a good portion of her life. Actually, she had them when she was like young, like in her early 20s, and she has, she's had her ears cleaned before, and I mean, she still does it pretty regularly too. But she's obviously a better health than I am. I mean, she's for 90 years old. She's in perfect bill of health. Like, I just,
you probably get your ears cleaned every few years.
it's not a bad idea. But so I was thinking at the time, I was like, bro, like, what is November, December, right? It's the holidays. It's the busiest travel season of the year. People are going everywhere. So that shit was definitely here before then. And then I would say maybe 2 or 3 weeks ago, I'm scrolling through my phone while I'm loading into a game, upstairs. And there was a headline from Fox News. New reports show that COVID could have been in here in the U.S. as early as December of 2019. And I was like, bro.
Yeah, no shit. We knew that.
Yeah. But I think that it's coming out after the fact. It's just like come on, man, we're not really this stupid, are we?
No,
Yeah.
that's what they think.
It's
Yeah.
easy to spread a lie. I don't know the exact phrasing of the quote, but a lie will spread around the world before the truth can get its shoes on.
Yeah.
Like the truth, and I mean that gap is getting shorter and shorter and shorter because of technology and how everybody is
Information
constantly
is shared.
sharing information.
Yeah.
So there's that, which is good, and I think that's this didn't just happen. Everybody, like my wife is big into astrology. Like this, they've been talking about this moment for a long time. Like
I keep hearing about
the
this
country
shift
is
stuff.
girling. Yeah. Well, the shift from the Piscean age into the age of Aquarius is it's a whole different animal, and the truth will manifest. And the truth is coming, and that's what these people were up against. These globalist elites, whatever you want to call them, the 13 bloodlines. They all knew this was coming. They've made like a societal mockery of astrology on purpose because that's what they dictate like all their shit on. Like even the royals in England, they'll like if like a significant astrological date is coming up, they'll either force that baby out sooner or like try to keep it in there as long as possible to try to play these energies off.
Oh shit!
So
I didn't even know that.
Yeah,
But
it's
you know the crazy part, but the societies on this planet or civilizations have always used the stars.
for everything.
Yeah.
like the pyramids, like
yeah,
all
they
of
still
it.
line up
Man,
with the
I should have
Orion's
rolled a
belt.
blunt. I should have rolled a blunt to just smoke down here, man. Honestly.
Why didn't you?
Well, I don't want to piss off my mother.
Oh.
That's honestly the biggest thing.
Tell her this.
It's not too
Hey,
late.
mom.
We got a window.
Yeah. Well, it's not. It's like
Tell
a
her
jail
it's
window.
legal now, Ma. It's
It is legal
happening.
now. No, she knows. I mean, it's not a big deal, but
I can't believe that still, but
yeah,
Yeah,
it's kind of
weird to me
still.
too.
Yeah.
Oh, that's what I want. That's what I said I wanted to get back to. See, I need to take notes. Is it me or do I smell weed every fucking where?
yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I
Well,
get-
I mean, when they made it legal in DC, like I would smell it right when we would leave Nats Park and stuff. Like after
Oh,
a Nats
yeah.
game, I'd be like, "Ooh,
Yeah. Nothing like
they're
some good
roasting."
herb,
I
man.
remember me and my buddy, we were leaving a Nats game. We went to the bullpen afterwards, and we were sauced up, and I just like lit up our blunt in there. Like I wasn't even thinking about like.
repercussion or anything.
I was like, we're in
that.
DC, whatever. And then like the security guard came up and was like, "Are you fucking kidding me?" I was like, "Oh, my bad, dude. I thought I was out on the street. I was gonna do it out there." He was like, "Get the fuck out of here."
Yeah, yeah.
And then like we went outside and we just were standing on the street and we lit it up out there because we smelt it all over the place. We were like, "We ain't the only ones. Let's do it." And these like 3 people walked away in front of us, and there were like 2 cops right in front of us, and they didn't even bat an eyelid. Like they didn't even turn around.
See,
That's where we're getting to.
Yeah, it's crazy because I think the biggest thing I always tell people is like, you know, when we were in high school, man, you know, we had to hide in the fucking woods to smoke.
Yeah, we were like going into the woods,
like doing
oh,
the
shit,
most
how do-
outlandish shit to
are we
smoke.
gonna get out of
you know
here?
what I mean?
It's like you were which if you got caught, you'd be like burned at the stake.
Yeah, dude, if you got caught with weed, I mean, dude, you are a die-hard criminal. It's like, look,
it's a
man,
gateway drug.
and in reality, you're going to
God.
go in the crib, turn on fucking some music videos or whatever, and just vibe, you know what I mean? I mean,
I
we
remember my mom found, I guess my dad found it, like working on my car. Me and my buddy bought this bong and we split it, and we would have it. I'd have it 1 week. He'd have it 1 week. Like we were splitting custody of a kid or some shit.
Yeah.
And my dad found it in the trunk. My mom came up and like woke me up on a Saturday morning and had it in her hand. I was like, oh, fuck. She was like, "Are you a drug?" And keep in mind, my mom, like, she doesn't drink anymore, but she used to drink heavy. And I was like, what? She's like getting on me about like, obviously she didn't know much about it.
You're
but
doing worse shit
she
to
was-
your body
yeah,
than I am.
like, you drink all the time. What's going on? But she was like, "Are you a drug addict? Do you need help?" I was like,
Oh
I mean,
my God.
maybe.
I don't know. I haven't gotten to that point yet, Mom.
Smoke a little tree,
No,
Mom.
it's crazy. When my mom
Smoke
found,
some with me.
Yeah, when my mom found out that we smoked, she like left us subtle
He
clues
said
around.
we.
So, well, we used to. I mean, me and some of the guys. I mean, I know you know some of them, like some of the gang that I kind of rolled out with, and
He sounds so fucking
Like me?
embarrassed. Yeah. He's like, you know, some of the guys used to. Yeah.
No. I love my friends, and they love me. I think. But anyway, so we would smoke. we would smoke, and I remember, we used to go upstairs after, we'd smoke in my backyard down in my basement, come upstairs, make like a sandwich, some munchies. And I remember my mom bought this brand of bread. It's called Mary Jane and Friends. And we're high as shit, right? And we're looking at it.
This is an RJ Frankfurter thing.
No. This is a brand. Look it up, please. You'll find this. It's called Mary Jane and Friends. It's a brand of bread. And I was looking at it, and I was like, oh my god, my mom knows we're like stoners. Like, why would she buy this brand? She's like leaving subtle breadcrumbs, no pun intended, around the house and shit. And I'm like, yo, she knows.
Mary Jane what?
Mary Jane and Friends. It's a brand of bread. I'm not even joking.
Mary Jane and Spider-Man, Mary Jane.
Making some fucking shit up.
But I'm not making shit up. It's a brand of bread, dude. See, there it is. In Company. It didn't say In Company on the bag.
I don't think that's what it is.
And Co.
I don't think that's what it is.
Well, dude, Mary Jane's a friend. Dude, it's definitely a bread.
That don't look like bread to me.
Hold on. Well, if you type in Mary Jane on the internet, you're obviously going to find drugs.
THC infused.
THC. So, like, are you big on edibles at all, man?
I like edibles, yeah.
All right. So I am in the process. Like, I've done them a handful of times, just very small, like, every now and then. But I can't do, like, a whole lot of them because I'll definitely feel it, I guess, because I don't have a tolerance for them, so to speak. What do you recommend? What gets you kind of just good?
I mean, I've gotten a bunch of different stuff. The guy that I get
this
weed from.
Yeah, there it is. Mary Jane and Friends. Okay.
That looks I've seen that before.
Yeah, doesn't look, imagine being high and then coming home and seeing that shit.
Jane. Yeah, that's funny.
Yeah, so
I
like
see what you're doing.
Yeah. It's got like the innocent eyes like trying to burn into my soul and shit. I'm trying to tell you, man. She knew what was up, bro.
It's just regular old Mary Jane.
And that's what. I made that motherfucking sandwich too. You better believe, dude. But I'm just saying. I looked at it. I was like, my mother knows. Like she's never bought this brand of bread in my life.
Paranoid.
No, it's not paranoia. It's just
that might have been.
I think it's my mom trying to be funny, but I'm always going to stick to that. I'll never ask her because I don't want to ruin it for myself. But what were you saying about the I guess the dosage, so to speak, for an edible?
Oh, yeah. I mean, it depends. It depends on what you're going for. I mean, I think typically, like if you get some gummies, those might be like 5 to 10 milligrams. I think that's a reasonable. That'll give you a good little mellow buzz.
I have not found any gummies that are 5 to 10 milligrams.
No, like the little gummy bears, like each gummy bear is like 10 milligrams.
No, I mean, the shit
like
that we find is like 50 to 100.
100.
Well, I mean,
I took 100 once, bro.
Oh, no, dude.
I was like, lift off. You know, like,
100 plus, that's when you hear like your organs talking to each other. Like,
do you know what's funny you say that?
I need more water. Like, send water my way.
It's so funny you say that. It's funny you say that. After I had obviously eaten this, my sister even told me, she was like, you should cut this in half. And I was like, oh, I'm not no pussy, you know. And
I ain't no bitch.
Yeah, 20 minutes later, I'm playing my Xbox, and they were like, RJ, you're not moving. And I was like, yeah, man, I ain't moving at all, dude. And I could literally feel the fluid in my ears like running through my head like a river, dude.
Yeah,
it was like the craziest.
That's where it gets.
And then I was just cracking up, and my sister came in. She was looking at me. She was like, I told you. She was like, I told you to cut it in half. And I'm just like, you know, just freaking. Yeah, that was the way. The way to get yourself knocked out completely. Like, oh my God. I woke up the next day and I was just like, what happened? You know? Like, yeah, that's exactly what happened, dude. I had the Dr. Emmett Brown hair and everything.
I got news for you.
No, I'm not fucking gay. That's a great sound bit.
What's that from?
Law and Order.
Law and Order. Okay.
SVU. Ice-T. Our good man.
The soundboard is called Ice-T.
Oh, nice. I thought it was. I just watched Saving Silverman recently, and
I have not seen that in forever.
Oh my God, it's so funny.
Man, you be coming up with the old school pulls,
dude. That's all I watch. I tell you, I don't watch anything new. It's just stuff that I have seen as an adolescent, and then weed stunted my growth. And
yeah, there you go.
There's a lot of good new shit out there, by the way. Actually, there's a new thing on Amazon that I want to watch with the guy who's Star Killer or whatever.
Star Killer? Star Lord?
Star Lord.
Oh, Christopher Pratt?
Yeah. He's like, some run and gun type shit.
I mean, who doesn't like
They got a bunch of good stuff on there.
Yeah.
Utopia, actually, I want to start watching
I
because it's kind of mirroring what we've got going on now.
did I start that? I don't think I started that.
Oh, you know what? I
I've
was
been watching Stargate SG-1 again.
So what I started watching, I started talking about it last week because I don't know, it was just my sister was watching it, my mom was watching it. I saw it on Facebook. I was like, all right, is that Manifest show that's on Netflix about Flight 828. So it's like a poor man's Lost, pretty much. So at first,
where they,
yeah,
come
they
back
look-
in a different
time. Yeah. So at first I was intrigued the first couple episodes. Now I'm on the second season. I think I'm almost done with it. It's just become so outlandish. And it's kind of corny now. Like, it's just like, okay, this has been dragged out way
Is
too
it a
long.
Netflix show?
No, apparently it was on a major network like CBS or NBC or something like that.
For no good reason.
For no good reason, yeah. And
I told you, I saw the trailer. I was like, fuck this shit.
yeah, so and then I believe
Yeah.
it got canceled. It got picked up by Netflix, and they were thinking about renewing it, but they're not. So there's only 2 seasons. So it's
Good call, Netflix.
yeah. So, but I would say like the first couple episodes, it's like, oh, this might be. Where's this going? And then it goes into the government did it, and, and all this other, and they keep saying the calling because they hear voices in their heads, and they say the term the calling so many times throughout the show, it drives me nuts. But I am so dedicated to finishing it. Like,
At this point, yeah.
I'm like, I have to figure out what happens or what cliffhanger it is, so I can be like, okay, now that was fucking dumb, and I'm gonna watch something else. If anything, I'm probably gonna watch King of the Hill reruns. Like that's
Nice.
that never gets old with me.
Well, I saw a meme recently that had me geeking out, and I never really thought about it in this terms, but that King of the Hill is just Texas anime. And I thought about it for like 5 minutes, and I was like,
Ding, 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 ding,
holy
ding,
shit.
Dude, I think it's one of the most underrated shows ever.
Oh, yeah.
honestly, it does not get the credit
Isn't
it
it a
deserves.
spin? I feel like it's a spin-off of Beavis and Butthead.
Well, it's
Well,
made
the
by the
same
same
guy.
guy.
Oh,
yeah,
okay. Because I remember watching Beavis and Butthead.
Hank was a character.
Yeah.
He was the neighbor.
Yeah, their neighbor. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I was like, wait, sounds just like Hank.
Yeah.
What the hell is going on? I didn't know it was the same creator. Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, it's Mike Judge.
Okay.
Yeah, he's. But yeah, that show they were supposed to be doing like a revival of it. I don't know if that's really going to happen.
Of King of the Hill?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. I mean,
that'd
I would be.
funny.
Yeah. No, I'd be down to.
He was on Joe's show when he first moved to Texas.
I believe yes, he was.
He was on there with
He was-
Willie D.
Yeah, he was with Willie D. Yeah,
Yeah.
what a odd combination of folks.
Well, they're Texas.
Yeah, Willie D and Mike Judd. You know, the guy
This
that
Texas thing is starting to sound a lot better.
They got a
And-
lot of cool people down there, it sounds like.
Yeah. I mean, you're gonna have
Ron
to.
White.
You might have to deal with some Cowboy fans, but you know,
Yeah, well, we deal with them up here. So
Yeah.
what the hell?
they're probably worse up here than they are down there.
They
I'm
are.
sure.
My buddy, he's actually an NFL agent right now. I admire him so much because he in high school he was like, I'm gonna be an NFL agent. We were all like,
He did the
okay,
sports marketing class and
sure.
everything.
Yeah, we were like, all right, sure, you will, buddy.
Well,
And
you just smoke your
every
dope and
every
fail
year
at life.
that passed by, he'd have different jobs in between, but he'd be like, nah, I'm working towards being an NFL agent. That's what I'm gonna be. And I was like, damn. And then 1 year he was like, that I got hired by this firm up in Minnesota, and I was like, holy shit.
Mm.
I admire that so much. That was his dream from the first day that
He knew what he
I
wanted.
met him. Pretty much, he was obsessed with the Redskins, and it just went on from there, I guess. But
He was lucky that he found what he wanted to do that early.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Not everybody's that lucky.
yeah, you have.
no, he knew what he wanted, and that's
Yeah.
what he's doing right
Put
now.
the work in to get where he wanted.
and that's
yeah.
a good thing to
And
have.
he just
too.
signed. And the first guy that he signed just got drafted to the Browns, I think,
Oh,
this past year, third round.
Dang.
I'm not sure of the position, but defensive line or defensive linebacker or something like that.
I don't know. Probably better than the Steelers.
No, that is not true. Any shade thrown toward my team is a term of endearment.
I'll
and
never
love
give
it.
the Browns credit. I hate the Browns.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. If it's
They're-
brown, flush it down, baby.
But they're better than the Steelers.
Yeah,
They might be this year.
Yeah.
We'll see. We picked up.
I mean,
Najee
who's Big
Harris.
Ben's backup? Dwayne Haskins?
Oh,
Not ideal.
Well, I still think Mason Rudolph is going to be second string. I'm not super big on him.
Should be.
I'm not. He has his moments, but he still needs time to develop. I don't think he's the guy.
He got forced into a tough situation.
Yeah.
Rudolph has been in the game for how many years has he played?
think this is going to be his like
Couple
third
of them.
Yeah, it's like third or fourth.
Yeah. See, I don't got time to be worried, like figuring out when these cats are gonna be developed. Like,
Well,
just
no,
fucking
but
get
I
in
mean-
the game and play like you're
Well,
supposed to.
but-
Play.
Yeah,
but-
the NFL now, they don't really have like development guys. Like,
Yeah, you got to get in there and play.
And then somebody, and you guys can give me all the grief you want, but players like Ben and Drew Brees and Tom Brady, Peyton Manning, those are like anomalies. Like, I mean, Ben's first game, he went out there because we had Tommy Maddox go down with the.
oh yeah,
with the-
Tommy Maddox.
Yeah, so we've suffered through some terrible
Well,
shit.
the
okay?
greatest quarterback of all time, Tom Brady.
Oh my God.
He he was drafted in the 6th round.
That's what I'm saying. You don't expect these guys just come out of nowhere. So to find something like that, I think what happens is anticipation builds up around all these rookies and all this other stuff that they're going to just be breakout stars immediately, and you don't find that anymore. Like,
Well, even with
I'll
Peyton
look at Chase Young. That guy's a monster.
Oh, he's a stud.
that guy is an absolute monster.
But
He
he's
is
fucking huge and fast as fuck.
but that
But
guy.
defensive end translates more to the NFL, I feel like, than quarterback.
Well, that's true, but just finding a player of that caliber. I mean, look at Derrick
Oh, yeah.
Henry.
It's
Know,
tough.
just some of the newer guys in the league. That's what I'm talking about. Somebody that just has it. You know what I mean?
And Derrick Henry's got it.
Yeah, oh, dude, that guy can probably run through a wall. That guy's probably as big as the wall. If I thought about it,
That
His-
dude
his
is
big ass the wall.
insane.
big as the wall.
He'd bust through there like the Kool-Aid man.
Oh yeah.
Oh, we should put that on there.
That would be a very good one. What I was. Oh my God. Anyway, that was not my intention.
That was after I was called transphobic earlier.
That's before we even started talking about Derrick Henry's dick, too. I feel like he's got a huge dick. The way he runs over dudes, like,
Yeah,
his
I
dick's probably huge.
Probably just smacks him in the face
Yeah.
as he's like stepping over him.
This is the epitome of big dick energy.
I've been dicked by Derrick Henry. No, I actually regret saying that. I'm taking all that back. Cut that part.
news for you.
Oh fuck! Cut that part out of the show. I didn't mean to say that. Oh, fuck. I'm gonna get fucking roasted for that, but that's okay.
Oh yeah.
So with so way back to when we were talking about the Olympics, man. Do you think it's fair that she's being, not able to compete?
That she's being kicked out?
Yeah.
I mean, if that's one of their rules, like,
Yeah.
I'm sure I'm sure they know they're getting drug tested. So,
Yeah.
like, if that's one of the substances that's on there,
Yeah.
that's
So
on you.
I'm kind
you
of in
gotta
the-
either figure a way to put some fake piss in your
Yeah. And
get that worked out, or
whoever was
if they catch you, I mean, that's the thing. I've been caught doing illegal things, and I knew that they were illegal, and I sat there and took the punishment because that's what I knew was on the other end of it.
Those
If
are
you ever did
consequences.
get caught, you know. So if she, I wish weed wasn't, it's still a schedule, like federally, it's still a Schedule 1 narcotic
Yeah.
with like
Yeah.
heroin and shit. So.
yeah.
I mean, that's weird. So that's why it's got such a bad rep, and it does get tested for in these circumstances. But, I don't think she should have broke the rules, but I wish those weren't the rules.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm kind of in the same boat because there's a lot of outcry and a lot of support, and for reasonable. I agree. I think it's not performance enhancing or anything. She should still be able to run, but yeah, that's the rule of the Olympic Committee, and you know that, you got to be careful. And I know that she just lost her mother, which is a horrible thing,
Yeah, that sucks too. I mean,
and whatnot. So I understand like her perspective of it, but there's a lot of outcry saying it's becoming a race thing, man. Yeah,
Well, everything gets turned into
and
well,
I'm actually we're
that's
watching
an
it
agenda too. They want to divide and conquer.
'Cause what if
They
what
can
if this
divide the
happened?
rich and the poor,
Yeah,
the white people and the black people, white people and the minorities. That's what they'll do. Any groups that they can pit against each other to gain control of this group separately and this group separately. That's what they'll do.
and do whatever they're trying to do on the
Their
back
worst
end.
fear is everybody not, and that's the thing. Before Obama, like race relations was at an all-time high before Obama came in there. Once Obama came in there, that's when they started amping up all the racial rhetoric. That's when that's when the media pushed the Trayvon Martin case for I don't know how long, years it felt like. And I think Obama even used it on his campaign to run again for the White House. But there's actually a really good book about that, the Trayvon Martin hoax, and how the media portrayed it and pushed it into this race baiting narrative. But prior to that, growing up in this area in the 90s, the last thing we were thinking about as kids was, oh, this guy's Indian. I think differently of him right now.
Especially around here. I have noticed that, like, living other places or going other places, I've realized how diverse this area is. Because, like you said, I had Indian kids, I had Ethiopian kids, I had, like, and they were all my friends.
If anything, I thought it was cool to have friends from different backgrounds.
And it is.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
Because then you know about what's going on in other cultures.
Yeah.
I mean, I remember, like I said, Indian, for like one of my best buddies growing up down the street from me was Indian, and I'd go to his house and I'd be like, oh man, it smells different in here. Why does it smell like that?
Let me get some of that food.
Because they put curry and everything. It smells like curry, because that's what they put in their meals. And I was like, oh, okay, so not everybody cooks the same food that my mom cooked. That was like my first like step into it. Like, I'd come home and be like, oh, yeah, my shirt smells different. Like, I still smell like...
Yeah, everybody's house has like their own smell to it, you know what I mean?
And I was like, oh, so, but I only think about that. Like, back then, I never even thought about it. I was never like, oh yeah, it's because he's a different race than me.
Yeah.
Like, and now that's all they cram down these kids' throats. That's why, like, my oldest daughter's 4. Like, I don't even want to take her to school. Like, I've seen these videos, parents out in Loudoun County, and like being a parent has like put me on a whole, like, I was into a bunch of like, I was basically a political nihilist before and like during the Trump administration. It wasn't until like the last year of Trump that I was like, oh shit, this guy's actually talking about everything I've been talking about before he became president. Like, how the news was fake and manipulates you, and how they manipulate the market, and how they rig everything, and they rig the voting. And now he started saying it, and I was like, and he started put like getting people to look into that. Like, they've always had that sense, like, my vote doesn't matter. Like, why even vote? Like, my vote doesn't matter. And I know we've all thought that, like, especially this generation. The older generations grew up when they were kids. That's what they remember.
That's interesting you brought up older generation, because a lot of I guess what I've been thinking myself recently is a lot of the systems that were put in place like were for the baby boomers, and those same systems are still in place now, like buying a house, like because they did that because the banks wanted to make more money. Like, we can just lend people money and then charge them for this money. And so that's when the whole thing of, oh, you got to buy a house and blah, blah, blah. That's not the same anymore. Like, why the fuck should I buy a house when it's going to be worthless? I don't want to say worthless, but I don't know.
I mean, that's still the thing we need to get back to doing is buying land.
Yeah.
That was the first thing, like back in the day when the country was first forming, that was the wealth, like, that was your wealth. And that's what you passed down to your future generations.
Yeah. I mean, everything.
And people got away from
the
that.
earth.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So then they got you hooked on buying something that was already built instead of buying and building it yourself.
Building it, yeah. What happened to where you could build a house on your own? You buy the land, and you could build a house on your own. You hear, like, on the old movies, my grandfather built this house back, and blah blah.
And
blah.
that was like and then now everybody lives in, like, I mean, the current job I have right now is in property management, and it's like, oh my God, after working in property management, there's no way I would ever buy into like a HOA or anything like that.
Yeah,
there's so much politics that doesn't need to exist. Like, it's insane. If I want to let my fucking grass grow to an abnormal height,
Yeah.
I should be able to do that.
Yeah,
I'm the one living with it.
Yeah, so
My
you know,
mom fucking, my bad.
Nah.
She fucking gets it. Oh, they told me I'm like, you don't have to, it's your house.
yeah, that's what I'm. You know, I felt that way since a kid. Like when they tell you to paint your shutters a different color.
Yeah.
No, it has to be a certain color.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
can't go outside of
Here's
these
a
shades.
color palette. And
Yeah.
it could be between this and this.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's
What-
just.
Oh, you want a screen door? Well,
Yeah, I always
these are
thought
the
it was
type
weird.
of doors that we want.
Yeah, I always thought it was weird. Even as a kid, when my dad was out painting the shutters, like, oh yeah, the homeowners association wants us, and it's just like, well, don't we live here? You know what I mean? Like, this is our home. Like,
And-
I don't like this brown shutter. I like the blue that we had. You know,
And
or whatever.
hearing, like working with, because part of my job was in condos or HOAs, working with the board, just to select. And this is where you really get a sense of how these small groups can like get high, like all this control, all this power that they have, even at that small of a level. Because these people aren't even getting paid. They're just like, first of all, nobody wants to.
I'm in control of.
Oh, I got to go to a board meeting once a month? What the fuck? Nah, I got
Yeah.
things to do. Like, fuck that. I'll just pay my dues and hope it, you know. But they're picking the contracts. They're picking what gets the priorities, you know, what gets done when. And they just have so much more control over these other residents' lives than these residents even think. And that's why, like, when the property I was at, they terminated our contract with the company I'm with, and were kicking us out and gave us like 90 days, you know, based on the contract they gave, whatever the term is. And once word started getting out to some of the residents, they were pissed because they liked the way that we were running, at least the on-site me, you know, was running the show there. And they were like, well, what can we do? Like, how can we? I was like, I mean, at this point, they've already kind of made up their mind, I think, but you've got to be involved in these board meetings. You've got to go to the board meetings so you know what they're talking about, and you have to make your voice heard. So that's when I started to realize, like, that's the same type of power that we've got as the people. As you know, you can watch all these things on whatever C-SPAN or whoever's carrying these hearings or whatever, or you can go to the board meeting, the like school board meetings, and sit there and actually let your voice be heard that way. But like that's where we have all the say in what's going on. And people like, I get people that I talk to like politics all the time, like friends that I've had forever, and they're like, but I don't feel like I could do anything. Like, so I just want to worry about what, you know, in my house, what I can control in my house, protecting my family. And that's good. I mean, it all has to start at home, but I just hate when people say, like, I can't control any of that. Like, that's already like a loser mentality.
So people are
like,
already
I've
kind of like,
lost.
people are already like mentally conditioned to just accept it.
Yeah.
Instead of just going out and obviously letting their voices be heard. I honestly, man, I kind of feel the same way. Like, hey, let's go to the board meeting and, you know, shove our fingers in their face and stick it to the man.
And you should,
know,
because if they don't, especially if they don't know, they may know like they have opposition like in the background, like just white noise basically. But if you're actually there and they see your face and you're like, I fucking disagree with what you're doing right now. Why are you spending our money on this? Why is our money going towards this? I don't care who they're taking directives from. That's like a human.
Yeah, that you see, you like, oh, wait a minute.
Yeah, you feel that, and you're like, oh, like that guilt starts to build up somewhere. I mean, I don't know how.
Well, if they're
it could be gas. You know,
if they're a person with morals and can feel that shit.
I mean, yeah, some people are. Yeah, I guess
so,
if you're
well,
completely dead inside.
I'm sure we can all agree some people should not be in positions of power, and they abuse it. Obviously, I mean, it's done every day. It's probably happening right now, you know, as we speak. And it's one of those things where finding, I guess, just a person with, like, I guess, good moral fiber that will really listen, and, you know, it's like, okay, you know what, if this is what we can do better, then okay, let's make a step forward. But I think that I think the biggest thing that turns people away from that, now that I talk about it, is like when you are promised change all the time, whether it's like through you know, political candidates or everything, and then nothing really ever happens. After a while, people are just like, you know what, fuck it, nothing ever changes. It's all the same. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I think there's a lot of that goes into people's mentalities, because it's like, we're gonna, you know, last four
gonna take it.
yeah, you know, like we're this, you know, blah blah blah, and then we're gonna do change, and then you talk about change. That person gets in office of power wherever it may be, and then
And they say,
yep, and they realize and nothing changes,
Yeah.
and so I think people are kind of predispositioned to the fact that like we can only get so far with this, and they don't you know bother to you know proceed, so to speak.
And that was another big reason why once I started actually looking, because like I said, I'd always been against the mainstream media, the Mockingbird media, I like to call them because of Operation Mockingbird.
I'm gonna look into this shit. I need something to do later.
Yeah, please do. There's a bunch of good documentaries. Well, I don't know how many you can find on YouTube nowadays, but I used to see a lot of good ones on YouTube about it. But once, because they kept pitching the Trump's a racist, Trump's a fascist, which is kind of funny because now we've actually got like a full blown racist in Joe Biden in the White House, and he was like buddy with Richard Byrd, who was like the Grand Cyclops of the KKK.
Yeah, the Grand
Like,
Wizard or whatever
him,
that is.
And I think Hillary
You knew that
Clinton.
real easily, didn't you?
Well, yeah.
It's the Grand Wizard, not the Grand
Well,
Cyclops.
no, I know there's different names. You've never listened to that Joe
No.
Rogan podcast with who's the black guy that infiltrated the KKK?
I don't know the guy's name.
I listened to that whole podcast. 'cause
I saw the movie, but
I saw a really good, actually, when CNN covered news, I saw a really good interview they did with him on CNN back in like the 90s, I guess.
No, but I just remember when I was coming back from Pennsylvania, I actually listened to that podcast on the way back, like the whole thing, and he was just going through like the different names and levels of, I guess, you know, tiers and within the KKK.
Yeah, they have their
they
little-
have some really
their
crazy
little
names. But
Yeah,
but
maybe it
anyway,
was Dragon. Dragon, isn't that a Cyclops? I don't know. What
Yeah,
that is.
yeah, well, no, yeah,
no,
but
Cyclops is a Cyclops. He has one eye.
yeah.
Whatever. Homer, he was on psychedelics.
Speaking
Yeah.
of that, He-Man's coming soon on Netflix.
He-Man?
Well, it's not
coming
He-Man.
back?
It's called, well, yeah.
Let me know when Xena Warrior Princess is back.
Have you ever seen Swan's Crossing?
No,
No.
man, that was before him.
That's Jared's favorite show.
It's not my fucking favorite show.
It's just a good one.
Yeah, it's
was
just
good.
it was a good one.
It was where I
Teenage
found
soap opera.
It was when I found out about Sarah Michelle Gellar. And that was it.
I mean, nudie mags aren't
Wait,
even
who's
really
Sarah
a thing.
Michelle Gellar? Is that?
It's Buffy.
Oh, Buffy. I was thinking about Sabrina. Who's that?
That's
No, Clarissa.
no,
No, Sabrina is
the same person. Melissa Joan Hart.
Melissa
There
Joan
you
Hart. There we
go.
go.
That was another one I loved.
And
That
she what? Wait, what did you say before that? then?
I was going to say
Clarissa
like,
explains
was
it all.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
That
Oh
was a
yeah,
good
come on.
one.
You know, it's crazy that my
I've been to the studio.
What?
Yes.
Yeah.
You climbed up through on the ladder in the window.
No, I didn't get. I didn't
that
go.
would have been sick.
That would have been
bro.
epic.
I didn't actually go on the set, like, but when was it Universal Studios, whatever in Orlando, they have Nickelodeon thing down there when it first opened. This was in the
Nice.
'90s.
The glory days.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah. What a time, man.
and then so you go on the tour and you go around the tour of the Nickelodeon, and we sat in where the audience sits, and looked at the set from Clarissa. They weren't filming that day, but
Damn.
That's sick. I was actually talking to my coworker. He's younger. I think he's like 21 or 22. And I was actually talking to him about some stuff. And I was like, yeah, have you ever seen like All That or anything like that? Because he said something about some pizza face. I was like,
All
or you mean
That.
Ear Boy, whose ears are really big? He was like, what are you talking about? And I was like, man, you've never seen All That?
he's
He was
20,
like,
bro.
yeah. So I
He,
do
he
forget
wasn't even
something.
thought about when that show was.
He's
on.
just a fucking gleam in his dad's
He's just used to Keenan on Saturday Night Live.
Like, yeah.
Exactly. He's been there forever.
Yeah. Is he still on there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's like one of the head writers now.
Yeah,
Really?
he's-
Oh, he
yeah.
should be.
He So, but
Mighty Ducks D2.
Yeah, I forget sometimes. Yeah,
Full circle.
Yeah, I forget sometimes that you know people are younger than me. Like, but given the things that we grew up with are so much different in terms of television, entertainment.
Yeah, what
you know,
what shit did they?
They've got the internet. They should be able to find it.
Yeah, but just the idea, like we were talking about it when it comes to like, so you can binge watch everything now, right? And you know we're big fans of The Mandalorian and whatnot, you know. And you know they put it out once a week.
He
Oh,
were, you were,
yeah, they
it
do
was
that.
like he was expecting an answer from him.
No, I don't know. I really
he
don't
already
know.
said he doesn't watch new shit.
Yeah, I've never seen that show.
Okay, well, you would definitely like.
I've heard of it.
but it's on that weekly, like episodic kind of thing, like the old days, you know.
Yeah.
I've been watching The Bad Batch too.
I watched like 2 or 3 episodes of it, but I was kind
like
of I was kind of sleepy. I thought it was cool. I haven't really picked it up again, but I like things like that sometimes. Yeah, when you can binge and everything, that's great. But just the anticipation of like, oh, a new episode's coming on. You know,
You
they
like that
didn't
better?
grow up with that. You know,
Do you like that better? I know the kids nowadays, they probably fucking hate it. They're like, what? I gotta wait till Wednesday for this shit to go
Well,
up?
I think
I was getting annoyed too.
No,
Because
they're feeding them that way. It's like Disney Plus they do that a lot because
that's what
Loki-
they do with the Mighty Ducks show.
Yeah.
So I was kind of pissed about that. But
the Loki show that's on that we were talking about earlier. That's every Wednesday. The Mandalorian was coming out every week. What else?
there's
Bad Batch is once a
Bad
week.
Batch, WandaVision.
Oh yeah, WandaVision.
You know, any of the
Captain
Marvel,
America,
Captain America.
Yeah, all the Marvel
So
stuff.
it's not so much I like it better. I mean, being able to just watch whatever you want when you can is cool. But I also think that anticipation that builds up, that kind of joy, the excitement you get from it,
Yeah.
is something that
Thinking about it.
Yeah, it's just like, oh man, it's a new episode.
New
I wonder what's
episode,
gonna happen. Well, I wonder what's gonna happen.
But I hate when they cut it off and it's like, what the fuck? I
Yeah.
gotta wait till a whole nother week.
yeah. I mean, so it's like a love-hate relationship.
It's you know what it is? It's instant gratification versus delayed gratification.
yeah.
I mean, that's
I mean,
the
I
best
get
way to
it
put
because when Breaking Bad was big, that's, you know, I was watching it on AMC
Yeah,
and I'd be
weekly.
on like fucking like nerd message boards, like theory boards, like, oh my God, what the hell is Hank
That
gonna
is
do?
honestly,
You know?
man.
So,
Honestly, that is
I
probably
get it.
the last
Sons of
show.
Anarchy was that for me.
really,
Yeah, that was probably the last show that I watched regularly. Like I had to watch it the night that it was
oh,
on.
I was clearing my schedule. I'd go over, watch it with my dad because my dad was telling me about it for like the first 2.5 seasons. And he was like, you got to start watching. This is a good show. He was
Yeah,
trying to
dude.
get me on it. And I was like, I ain't watching AMC. And then it came out on Netflix,
It's like,
I
yeah,
think.
yeah.
And I just started it one day and I was like, the first episode was a little iffy. And then
Yeah, it
I
takes
was
a-
Well,
it
I mean,
takes
you
a
gotta
while.
like 3 episodes. I was like, next thing I know, this is when I was working at Lucky's still. And I think, what was it? It was like early when I first started watching it. But like my second day watching it, I got home from Lucky's and I started watching it. And next thing I know, I didn't sleep at all that night. And I had to open, I was one of the opening servers.
Was
on
it
the-
a Sunday?
I don't know what day it was. No. Well, definitely not football Sunday.
Yeah, I
'cause
was gonna say, those are the
I worked
worst.
one football Sunday, and I was like, Marlon, no more. Also with fight nights, UFC fight nights, I was like, no more, Marlon. Sorry.
Guess what? I had to work all that shit.
Well, they needed the bouncers there. The first fight night I worked, the power went out, and these 2 chicks were brawling on the bar
yeah.
side. I was like, I'm not doing this anymore. This is crazy.
Bro,
Dude, yeah, we've seen some crazy shit in there, given that we lived in there for a small period of time.
yeah, but you weren't involved in any of it. I had to be involved in all of it.
Yeah, as the bouncer, you've got to, I
Yeah,
just
but
saw it
just-
was going on. I was like, oh, that looks bad.
I was just talking to a friend of ours that I work with, and I just thought about it for a second. I was like, man, I'm surprised nobody got shot in that place, or like,
Bro, I'm not.
you know, not to knock the establishment at all.
there was
but
times that I was worried that there
something
was
would
times.
escalate
Yeah.
to that.
Or at least
manner.
a stabbing.
I don't
Did
think-
that
I
ever
don't-
happen then?
I don't think.
I've seen somebody hit with a bat.
Yeah,
I've
someone
seen,
got hit with a
Oh,
bat.
a
Yeah,
bat. I know
yeah.
somebody was hammered and drove their car into the front of it. I remember that.
Yeah, well, I remember watching somebody get hit by a car. This guy were you there that night when he was driving? This guy was driving crazy around the fucking
In the
parking
park. Oh.
lot. And then
Damn, we used to
And you
just
hit
like chill in
somebody?
that joint like nothing was wrong.
Somebody got
Yeah.
hit. Somebody.
There's chaos.
Yeah, and you're just sitting there watching the game. Hey, shut the fuck up! You know, like get him out of here. And 10 minutes later, everybody's just back to it, and the drunks out front on the.
Well, yeah,
on the
football
bench.
Sundays were the worst. I mean, I know I was there one time with my buddy, and he's a Niners fan, and the Niners got blowed out, and this Cowboys fan started talking shit to me for no reason. We weren't even playing the Cow. I mean, I was there watching the Redskins Bears game, and this dude just started talking shit to me, and my buddy was just absolutely pissed because of the Niners game, and was just like, well, I'm just gonna fight this guy because he's talking shit to you. And I was like, no, don't do that. And he was like, if he comes back and says something, I'm gonna fight him. And he threw a beer bottle at him.
You know the crazy part is we probably know who that person was.
You know, it's funny.
And you said Cowboys fan, and they know who they are.
I think they're having a picnic right now.
No, not them.
No, well, some of them, maybe. I don't know.
No, I'm talking about that crew that sat in the back. You know the crew that sat in the back. It was one of them probably.
It's just one of those things where
The
like,
Golden Sea crew.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh man, whatchamacallit. But yeah, so much like shit happened in there, and then I was just telling him, this is my porter. Like he's the only guy I sit with at night. So I was just talking. I was like, yeah. He was like, congratulations on your 30 days. Not drinking and everything. I was like, thanks. I was like,
But
we
I'm
just
getting
started-
fucked up tonight.
yeah, I did kind of point
Sorry
that
to
out.
disappoint.
Yeah, I was like, I went strong for so long. But I was just telling him all the wild shit that I had seen. He was like, man, how many people do you know? And I was like, then I thought about it. I was like, dude, I fucking know everybody, bro. It's just great from that one spot.
Yeah.
You go in there any day and there's somebody you know in there. Dude.
Lucky's was a good spot, man. Yeah, it was pretty sick.
There was some ups and downs.
Yeah.
More ups than downs.
Yeah,
I'd
more ups and
say,
downs.
but There
Oh,
were
no.
definitely some downs.
Oh man, the party day, like when we weren't.
I mean, when
working,
it closed down, that was the
Yeah.
downest of downs.
Yeah.
I think you're out in like that parking lot like party that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Pandemic.
We went
Yeah.
Pandemic.
Oh, yeah,
party.
that
Why
was
were we
during
there?
that.
Oh, we were. Oh,
yeah.
that wasn't even like that was supposed to be a somber occasion,
Yeah.
but it ended up not being that.
And then
might as
somebody
well
was
just-
like, "Well, I've got all these booze in my car."
Yeah,
I
like, hey,
guess we're
let's just drink
now.
out in public. I was waiting for somebody to whip out the little George Foreman grill, dude. Throw some burgers on.
Well, I
there.
remember
would've been-
somebody drove by and was like, "You're not supposed to be having group meetings."
Oh, yeah.
And we were
You're
like,
gonna
"Get the
kill us
fuck
all.
outta here."
Yeah, like
We're drinking in
like
the
fuck
parking
you,
lot.
lady. It's only 2:30 in the afternoon.
And then yeah, she called the cops on us.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
because the cops did come. Yeah, I remember we saw him come into the parking lot, and me and Hope and the kid were like, "Oh, let's just go."
Yeah,
Man, we ended up staying. They just sat there for a minute and then they.
Oh really?
yeah. They didn't
Take
bother.
it
They
out.
didn't come over and bother.
That
Just
was-
so they could say that they were there. Hey,
Yeah.
we showed up. They were.
That was early pandemic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like everybody.
We
at
were
that
thinking.
point-
I was looking over my shoulder. I knew somebody was gonna come up and say some shit. Not quite like she did, but
It's like the people that wear masks in their cars, dude, while they
Yeah.
drive.
I'm surprised she wasn't wearing a mask.
Dude, that just blows my mind, dude. That people do that.
yeah.
I forgot about that. We should. end
There's
on
there's somebody somewhere up in New York wearing one inside right now.
that.
It's so
Maybe two.
and then the emails like apparently the masks do nothing. Is that?
Oh
is
yeah,
that-
the masks. They knew that back when the Spanish flu was rolling around 1918, 1908.
And you know
whatever
what?
it was.
I remember watching all the news stuff at the beginning. I remember they were talking about, oh yeah, back when 1910 or whatever.
Before we were born.
when they
That's
Had
what I
that-
mean. Really.
they were saying basically they hadn't learned anything from that pandemic.
Yeah.
So like, how the fuck do you?
How do you go 100 years and not know shit?
yeah, like what?
What
Wait a
the
minute.
fuck, America? Like,
You didn't
world?
learn anything from that. Are you sure?
No, they learned how to fucking
Control people.
Yeah.
So, what do you think of the Delta variant of COVID?
The Delta variant. I think it's as lethal as the original variant.
Yeah, I just started seeing that.
Realistically, only 9% of the people that died with COVID, that was their only, like, majority of the people, 90+% of the people had 2+ comorbidities.
Comorbidity, yeah.
So, I mean, if you all, like, people get so wrapped up in vaccines, modern medicine, Rockefeller medicine. Rockefeller took over.
Oh, you mean petroleum in
Yeah.
the medicine? Yes. Yeah.
the oil barons are making medicine now. That's good.
Yeah.
That's their form of medicine is just absolutely destroying the word medicine as a whole. That's how they make you sicker and dependent on their systems.
Yeah.
So they that's why they were censoring people talking about boosting their immune systems with vitamin C.
Yeah.
Like vitamin C was some conspiracy
Yeah.
theory.
Yeah,
like,
vitamin D and
Actually, that's what
get
your immune system
exercise.
needs.
Getting
Yeah.
exercise might actually help your immune system.
Stay inside. You don't need the sun.
And,
You got fluorescent lights. You're good.
yeah, and I'm glad you brought that up. When I guess it initially started, my Papa John's is right next to a Giant, and I've said this countless times to other people that have been over here. I would go over there, maybe try to find something for the house because you can't fucking find anything at this point. I went down the the soap aisle, whatever, cleanliness aisle, and there's a shitload of hand soap, but all the hand sanitizer's gone. And it's like, well, you still have to wash your hands. Like this doesn't make any sense. And then and Jared pointed this out because I didn't really think about it at the time. You go and people are hoarding everything at the grocery store. It's all junk food. Everything that's technically good for you is still sitting there on the or on the shelves. Yeah, the toilet paper thing. I'll
Get
never.
a bidet.
Yeah, how much do
they say
you
it works
need
better.
to wipe your ass?
They say that works better anyway.
My wife put me on the bidet. She was like, "We gotta get a
Oh,
bidet."
dude. So you have a
Tushy.
bidet?
Yeah.
So do you like this thing? Because we've talked about
there
it.
was a
Do you feel
an
weird doing it?
acceptance phase, but not anymore. I mean, we still haven't. We just moved at the beginning of this year, and we still haven't installed it on there. But it's I like it.
All right.
You have the one that heats the water up.
No, I got the base, like the basic.
You
one.
got a tushy, right?
Yeah.
Damn, dude. We were talking about this like a while back. So one of my delivery drivers that I worked with, he had a bidet
Damn,
as
got me
well.
Thinking about, I gotta go to the bathroom again.
No,
We could hold on. We could just wrap it up. Yeah,
How
we're
long?
at 2:30.
Damn, dude, for real?
Yeah.
Holy shit. We could talk about for like 50 other things. But
Yeah, we can do it another time.
Yeah, okay. So, all right. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for listening to episode 96, the America version of the Mad Scientist Lab podcast. As always, it is IRJ, the pizza guy, along with Jared, the visual mad scientist, and our good friend Ace Tron, who has been so kind to join us and share his thoughts on
How?
Yeah.
Happy Independence Day.
Yeah, happy Independence Day. Definitely go out there, be safe, light some illegal fireworks.
Will says.
Yeah, Will says peace. So we will see you guys next week. Hopefully, if YouTube does not pull us down,
Why would they do that?
I don't know. But
Fingers
thank you so much for coming over, man. We really do appreciate it. You're always
Anytime.
welcome. We definitely want to have you back because I feel like I could ask you like 50 more things because I just really do respect your input on certain shit. You're not afraid to be yourself. Those cyber bullies that try to tell you fuck off all the time. I'm
Love
just
them.
glad, yeah, motherfucker, yeah.
I mean, I'll go pee. We can record 97.
yeah.
So
So
I got to edit all this shit.
yeah. Oh, yeah. He has to do all the work. So, as always, thank you guys. Please like, share, and subscribe. We will see you next week. All right. We are getting closer to episode 100. I'm very excited.
Yeah,
All right.
we still got to do that.
Oh, yeah. We definitely have to do that thing soon. All right. Peace. All right.
I'm gonna hit you so hard you won't see nothing. Ever,
That's probably
ever,
right.
ever, 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 ever.
Audio Skulls all day.
The Merit Scientist Lab. The Merit Scientist Lab. The Merit Scientist Lab. The Merit Scientist Lab.
You can't have an opinion on something that you haven't even tried.
Exactly.
The Merit Scientist Lab. The Merit Scientist Lab. The Merit Scientist